Mic check. What's up, everyone? Sorry about that just now. I went live like 30 minutes ago. Um, but to be honest, right as I went live, I realized that I had forgotten a couple things. Right as I got into the car, so I had to turn around, and then not only that, but started having some tech issues with my mic and everything. And actually, I wasn't even paying attention, but my battery is also low on my phone. So I'm not going to be planned. God damn it. Fuck technology sometimes. Mic check, mic check. Wow, man, everything is fucking up on me today. Shit. Hey, well, anyway, guys, let me know if you can hear me in the chat. I apologize about what just happened there. That was like a fucking flop. A flop of a live if I've ever seen one. My God. But the point is, you know, yeah, let me know, guys, if I'm coming in choppy or if I'm coming in clear. Or I'm just gonna assume it. There we go. Hey, I appreciate it, tribe. Much respect. Yes, I just wanted to say, the live was not really going in the direction I wanted it to. And it didn't help that I forgot several things that I needed to be driving in the first place, including my wallet, including the food that I was gonna bring with me. I got off on a really bad foot there. And I just knew internally, fuck, the fact that I forgot all this stuff, I just started this live, and now I need to turn around, I'm already on the road. I was trying to focus, I was trying to focus on the live and talking to everyone, and then I had it going through the back of my head that I, forgot stuff and had to turn around. It was a whole mess there, to be completely honest. So I figured I'll just do it a little later. I got some things I need to attend to, and hopefully some different people are gonna hop up onto the panel. You know, everyone is welcome. Obviously, I'll throw the link out there, but I will say with this topic, I may be more selective. I think, understandably, with what the title is and who I'm talking to about these things. This is stuff that I'm passionate about, and I want to be selective with who I speak about, or who I speak with about some of these topics. I don't want it to be a completely open panel every time. Now, I did throw the link out there. I did throw the link out there, but the point is, I would like to go about these topics in a much more fluid way. Not when I'm forgetting shit. Not when I'm multitasking. Sometimes I can run a live when I'm at work, but there was just too much shit going on there. And then when they told me that my mic wasn't coming in clear, I was, I went off the Bluetooth, and then my mic still wasn't clear. I said, God damn it, man, this is just not the time for me to be doing this. So I had to accept that. But while I'm here, while I am eating this egg, I'm gonna take a couple minutes and speak on some of this stuff with you guys. Appreciate Tribe for giving me the one that was coming in clear. Uh, you know, whoever is here with me, let me know. I'm only gonna be on here for like another 5 minutes or so. This is just a super quick thing. I just wanted to tap in with y'all and let you know what happened, and why I had to cut the live short. And I want to do this stuff justice. I don't want to. I'm a rookie still per se. I'm still learning a lot of these things with streams, but um, even though I'm new to it, I'm not going to accept, the type of quality that I was putting out basically with that last stream. Um, you know what I'm saying? I want my stuff to be somewhat quality, even if I'm still figuring out the ropes of streaming and so on. Oh, okay, right on, tribe. Yeah, right on. Hey, Anna K, amazing. Great to see you, Anna. I can't wait to talk to you sometime on a panel, on a stream, or private backstage or whatever. I want to hear your accent. I'm pretty excited about that, Anna. Shout out to you. Vividness 420. Hey, great to see you as well. You know what I was thinking about earlier, Vividness? I remember like months ago when I first started on this YouTube stuff and the streams. I remember Zetetic Warrior was on Ian's channel, I think, and you came through and said, "What's up?" And I remember Z saying something about you being his internet his YouTube wife or internet like wife or something. So I don't know if that's still a thing. There's been some things happening within the community recently, people parting ways. So I don't know if you guys got the YouTube divorce or whatever, but I was thinking about that earlier. Hey, so yeah, didn't see the other stream. Right on. Yeah, it wasn't worth seeing, honestly. Stream it. Oh, really? I'm not sure if I know about that. X Mux. Hmm. Yeah, yeah, Vividness and Tribe. I had streamed like 30 minutes ago, but it just what I was telling people that were in here a couple minutes ago, it was not good. It was fucking bad, people. Uh, I'm at work. I can run streams while I'm at work because I got a job where I can stay to myself and people don't really bother me. I got a lot of alone time, a lot of independence at my job, so I can afford to have my phone running a stream and such like I did the other day. But what I was telling everyone for people that are just getting here, the stream that I tried to run earlier, uh, right as I hopped in my car to go get some stuff for lunch and whatever, I already had my organic eggs and my little probiotic yogurt, my B, and boom, some little kid shit. Not even though, for real. I mean, yeah, they make it all like you can tell that the bunnies, the rabitos, right? But these are fucking fire, bro. I'm gonna eat these things before I ever dare even consider eating Cheez-Its again. I used to love Cheez-Its as a kid. But anyway, my bad, people. I was saying I was going out on my lunch break at work, and as I get on the road, all of a sudden I realize, fuck, I don't have my fanny pack, which has my wallet in it. So not only did I not have that, I forgot all this food here, sitting outside on a bench at my work. So boom, that happens. Next thing I know, I'm having audio issues and people can't hear me clearly. And then all of a sudden I hear sirens coming from behind, and there's a fire truck that needs to get through. So all this stuff is happening. I'm on a stream. I'm trying to focus, and everything was just going south. Everything was going haywire. So the moment where Paula and AK were telling me that my audio was coming in poorly, after I took it off the Bluetooth and I tried just using the iPhone microphone, and it still wasn't coming in, I said, okay, this is not my day. This is not my time to do this. Boom, let's cut it. So I did. But I wanted to come back up here and just tap in with everyone real quick. And, the people that were there for the last stream, my bad about that. I was very disorganized at the time and a lot of shit was going wrong. So I really wasn't investing the type of energy I wanted to into the topics that I wanted to talk about. And I didn't feel I could have, a genuine conversing back and forth with the people that were on the panel. Let me tap in with the chat real quick. I hope you guys don't see me spitting when I'm talking. I've seen it multiple times in the sunlight. Okay. Yeah, a lot of people. Evie Mux? I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. Evie Mux. I'll check it out, Tribe. I appreciate that. I know there's a couple different streaming services other than StreamYards. Let's see. Yeah, my bad about that, guys. There was a lot going on earlier. I just had to cut it. Sorry, Paula. I texted AK to let you know that I was having those tech issues and everything. But I would like to do an actual like in-depth stream on this topic about sexual energy and self-improvement. I'm probably gonna do that later today or tomorrow. I do have a stream set up for later when I'm off of work. I'm gonna hop on my computer and fire that up. Um, hey, yeah, hey, tribe, no doubt. I've been talking to people that have been doing the streaming stuff for a while, and multiple people have brought up OBS. So like, no doubt, I appreciate it. I'm definitely gonna be looking into more of the stuff for sure. And even though I'm still kind of like figuring things out and like at a rookie level, I have done some things with editing and pictures and videos and such. So, I have a rudimentary understanding of certain things. So I can make some cool things. Like I like the thumbnail I got, pretty easy to make for this. I love fucking with emojis and making different little pictures. And I used to mess with Photoshop some. But yeah, I pretty much have a basic understanding, but I'm definitely down to learn more. And I'm motivated and I'm ready to learn more. So I appreciate y'all that be dropping these little bits of knowledge and suggestions. Okay, right on. Okay, thank you. Thank you for clarifying, Vivid. I remember now. Hey, who wants to come in for like literally a couple minutes and just talk about some random shit? I'm gonna drop the link. Hey, yeah, I think Flow State is a perfect person to come up here, honestly. All right, we're gonna drop the link again. My bad, y'all. Fucking right, Anna. Hell yeah. All right, Flow State, let's get it. It's literally, I mean, I don't know how long I'm gonna run this. It's not gonna be long. I just want to chop it up real quick with some people after my last stream kind of went to shit. So 1 second, guys. Hard boiled egg, and let's get it. Y'all might hear me sweeping a little bit, by the way. So just let me know if it's too obnoxious. I will be sweeping. I'll be sure not to be banging stuff around, though. I had a bad habit of doing that for a while in past streams. Yeah, shout out to Jen Crocker, though, the beautiful Jen Crocker. Hey, by the way, Jen, if you're out there, if you're in the chat, let me know. I just wanted to say I apologize for being a tease last night with you, because I know I did say that I was going to go live after Sovereign Soul had ended his stream. You had mentioned that I should go live again, and I was actually entertaining the thought initially, but once he ended the stream, it was getting late. It was like 11 something. I said, "Fuck that, my B." I wasn't about to start a stream past 11 p.m. and shit. I couldn't. What's up? Peace, Flow State.
What's going on?
Chilling, man. Taking it easy at work. Wanted to hop
Yeah,
on here real quick and just tap in with everyone since my last stream kind of went to shit. I wanted to
I
make up
didn't
for
see
it
it.
real quick. It won't be a long one, but yeah, I wanted to let you on here, man.
No,
What's
yeah,
good
that's
with you?
perfect because I don't really need to be procrastinating doing shit for that long.
No doubt. Wait, what are you doing right now? Are you just out walking, or what are you doing?
No, I was. Here, let me turn my camera around. If I can see it. Putting up a chain link fence, but I've never done it.
Mm.
I've never done it before, so it's going kind of slow.
Okay, this is what you're talking about with procrastinating.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
I've
You
got.
know,
You're coming through kind of staticky.
what about now? It should be all right now, I believe.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, cool.
No, I've got about 18 half done projects, and
Oh,
that's the one I
dang.
decided needs to be done.
Hey, respect to that. Dang. Okay, Flow State, I see you. Hey,
Yeah.
and that's something I like, man. I see that in you. Much respect. I see that. You're not on here all the time. You hop on when you got some time and chop it up with us, but you're not here every single stream like on Ian's or whatever. Some people are on here a lot, man. That's what I've noticed.
I've noticed. I mean, I feel
And
like I'm on here all the time as it is, because normally what happens is I'm just doing I'm doing shit, and I just want something to listen to, and then it's like, oh, there's a stream, and then I run off and just like I'm doing
right.
now.
Mhm. I hear you, man. I'm subscribed to so many different channels and whatnot. I know how it is. I love to throw stuff on in the background, especially here at my job. I can wear my headphones and everything, and you know, I get a lot of time
What's
to
your
listen
job?
to
What do you do at your
podcasts or
job?
listen to music. Oh, I clean. I clean at this church. Yeah, it's just like a
Oh,
basic like janitorial like cleaning job.
I've I helped a buddy out with one of those gigs a couple times.
Oh, word.
They're chill.
Oh, very chill for sure, man.
And you know what was
Uh,
cool though is the company that is through. One of the jobs I worked on with him like full time for like 2 months, and it was a construction gig that was also paying prevailing wage. So I was making $56 an hour as like the temp cleaning guy.
what?
Yeah,
Wow.
that was a
What?
lucrative couple months.
That sounds awesome, bro. It's too bad it
Yeah,
was a temp.
actually, I was. That's another thing I was going to do today is email that dude because I was going back. I'm trying to do my taxes and I was looking for the W-2s from that, and I don't remember the login to the HR thing. So I need to get in touch with that guy anyways. I was going to see if he has any more of those gigs because I don't really want. Like he offered me more cleaning things, and I don't really want them unless they're that.
Hmm.
But what he wants, what he has is
Understandable.
he has a bunch of things that need clean. He needs somebody for like $15 an hour, a few hours a night, every night. It's like that. I'm just not. I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Dang. Yo, so man, I feel you, dude. I hop on here a lot, I feel like, but just observe, when I watch live streams in the live chat and whatnot, just observing some things, I really have to wonder, like, do some of these people go outside? And this is not me like, sneak dissing anyone or anything. It's just it
It's
seems
a
that
it's a
what's
reasonable
up? Go ahead.
question. It's a reasonable question. I'm glad you're asking it because I've wondered the same thing, and these are the questions that need to be asked.
Facts. 100%, dude. Uh, and it's like I've been looking at myself recently and being like, okay, am I starting to do this too much? Like, doing these streams I've done recently, do I need to take a step back? And uh but then when I see it like we're saying now, when I look at other people, I'm like, okay, I'm just fine. I am not doing too much. Not yet. Not yet. But
Yeah,
anyway,
and some of them do it for just hours on end. I don't know how anyone can do that.
dude, exactly. Exactly. I mean,
I don't know how any.
if you're getting paid or whatever, like it's your like thing you do, I get that. But yeah, no, I totally agree. Like doing these like 12-hour plus streams a couple times a week. People that, sometimes you ever like watch a stream and then you go to bed, you wake
Hold
up
on.
and the stream is still
Hey,
going.
I'm swapping devices real quick.
No doubt. Take your time. I'm sure everyone can relate to that. Sometimes you're watching a stream and then you go to bed. It's like 7 hours later, the stream is still going. I'm like, what in the? Would you switch over to your computer?
Yes.
Nice. Yeah, but did you hear what I was saying right before you left about going to bed and then waking up when the stream is still going?
No, I haven't done. I mean, I haven't done that recently, um, but yeah, it's wild, and it's prohibitive too, right? Like if you've got a 7-hour stream, I'm not gonna try to watch it.
You mean like on the replay?
Like after the fact, yeah. Sometimes, like when I do streams, I usually try to have at least like a topic or two that I want to cover before
Hmm.
before I just start engaging with the chat and stuff, and so that people can watch it on replay, right? And there's something of value there instead of just social hour. But
I know what you mean. Not a lot of people are very inclined, I would think, to go back and like, unless like you saw it live and there was a couple different good points in it, but you missed a couple of other hours in the live. Then like yeah, maybe go back and watch it, see what you missed. If it was a good stream when you were watching it live, I understand going back and rewatching it. But you know, if you missed it, or if I missed it, I'm probably not gonna go back and watch a 7 to 8 hour thing. I feel you completely,
but some of my
unless
some
it's
of my
like a
2 and
content
3
creator
hour
I know will be good.
some of my 2 and 3 hour streams that I do, um, they get actually a surprising amount of play after the fact still, which I don't know, just interesting.
When was the last time that you streamed
It's
close
been
to?
like 2 weeks. I
Okay.
I actually probably maybe I'll do some of that today. I don't know. Um, I enjoy streaming once I get into it, but starting it up, it's like I can always find something else to do.
Mm-hmm. I hear you, bro.
I
You
don't
know, I
necessarily love talking to myself in the camera until people show up and stuff, like
yeah, I hear that. I definitely hear that, man. Yeah, I'm surprised, honestly. I'm surprised how much traction like my first actual stream did. Or maybe it was my second one, but the one that was like over 12 hours that you came in towards the end, uh, with Jen Crocker and some of the
oh
drama that was
yeah,
happening.
when she turned into a demon vampire.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
That was tight.
Exactly. It was. It was out of nowhere. I was very pleased with it though. Very
I
entertaining.
like Demon Jin. I don't know what was going on there.
Yeah, I was getting some type of issues as well. I don't know what the heck that was. Let's see. Is that you in the private chat? Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me back in. Let me back
Oh,
in.
you know what I did? I clicked the remove from stream button. on accident because I was trying to edit my avatar because I don't need to have RBG's demon statue up anymore.
Wait, what?
Um, RBG, you know, the abortion judge.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so they put a
Ruth.
statue on a courthouse in New York dedicated to her, and you can't really, you especially on your phone, probably can't see it very well from, and it's not from that angle, but it's a golden statue of a woman,
What
and
the?
she's got like tentacles for arms and feet, and her hair like turns into horns. It's straight up demonic.
Dude, I see that. And wait, this is supposed to be for Ruth Bader,
Yes.
RGB? What?
Yeah, and they just put it on top of a courthouse in New York. Mad love, Jimmy.
Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, they're just like openly satanic at this point.
Yeah. We were talking about this the other day. I think there's some statue that was put up somewhere else as well. Maybe this is the one that was being
Of the
referred to.
Baphomet,
I know there's been a Baphomet like for a while,
there's also
somewhere for.
Medusa.
Oh, I think that's it.
Yeah,
That must be
Medusa
it.
holding a man's severed head, and it's in front of family court in New York.
Oh, yeah. Yep, that's exactly what I was referencing. Thank you for saying that. I think it was you probably that actually mentioned it initially.
Might have been. It's I don't know. This shit's just wild.
Who
Like
well, you
I don't consider
wow.
myself Christian, but I
Right.
definitely am not satanic. I'm not a Satanist. That's for sure.
Mhm.
Like
Dude,
if I have to
definitely.
choose a team,
Right. Yeah. Say no more, bro. Now, um it's kind of crazy, man, cuz hold up. With yeah, like you're saying, with these statues and this the openly satanic stuff that's going on, it seems to just give like this confirmation to religious people, the
it
Christians
does.
and their good book. It's like when they see these different statues, it's like, yes, it affirms their belief systems, which I think is almost as problematic as the satanic ideologies and these statues and whatnot, because it cements the religious types. It's like, see, there is, and it makes me think of just the whole concept of like being a truther, quote unquote, but being religious as well, and how that's just like it's really an oxymoron, dude. It might be the
At
most
some point
annoying stuff to me.
you got to red pill out of that at some point, I think.
Yeah, no, I agree. Unfortunately, it seems like some people decide to never take that next step.
I'm sure somebody in the chat or watching is getting pissed off right now listening to us blaspheme.
Good, they should come
But
up.
here's the thing, right? Like so I think it was the Pilgrims came over here to get away from King James, right? Um and he's given us the Bible that, well, this version of the Bible that was compiled by the Catholic Church. And it's like you can just walk back through history and see all the worst villains participating in this religion.
Mic check. What was that last part you said? All the villains were
All the
participating
worst
in what?
villains of history are participating actively in this religion.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
You got the Romans who start off hating it, but then all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, this is our religion now." Well, what happened to the original Christians? It's like, did you kill them all and then swap in this, and then they pass it to
Ooh.
the Catholics, which is just a nightmare, and then you pass it to King James and all these. It's just where is, if you follow back Christianity throughout the last 2,000 years. How far do you have to go back to find the last good person who was a key figure in shaping the religion?
Dang. Yeah, I can't argue with that, man. Dropping the heat on them. Watch out. Hey, for real though, that is a good point. I feel like that's something that would be good to bring up to these people that we're talking about.
Oh,
But
fucking
of
forget
course,
it. They won't
yeah,
hear it.
I was about to say though, I was about to say, of course though, cognitive dissonance would come on like the firewall that it is.
But yeah,
Unfortunately, man.
but I do definitely think they're playing to the Book of Revelations, which looks to me like an add-in after the fact, right? It's the last book in the Bible. It was added way, or it was written way later than the others. It's written in a completely different style than the others. It's all cryptic and creepy, and so they're following that one through, or they're doing things in a way that makes make that draws people to the Book of Revelations, and it's got the same
100%, bro.
yeah, it's got the same effect as of revelation of the method, right? Like if you see bad people doing
Ooh.
something and um, they're doing it with impunity or they're doing it in a supernatural way, you have more awe at their power.
Mm. I agree with you, man. Um, it almost even got me at one point, and into thinking like, oh, like, is there actually something to, this book, or this ideology and this religion? It was doing that to me almost at one point, even though I had disconnected from all that, and I felt I was aware enough to not really play into these ideologies and belief systems. But yeah, even my cousin who's like aware of this type of stuff, he was like, "Man, I've been watching these YouTube videos, dude, and I'm starting to think Revelations is real, man. It's all lining up, and I'm not even religious." So I've seen it. I've
Mm.
seen it. I've seen it do its magic,
Well, and it
even on
did. I
people
mean,
that should be more aware.
yeah, it kind of. I did the same thing. It kind of hooked me in for a little bit too, and I suppose that I'm not. I'm open to the Bible having truth in it. I just am not.
100.
Yeah, I just I don't think it's all, like I'm not an atheist. I don't think it's all straight in the garbage bin with that thing. But
Right.
I don't think that I understand it enough to understand it. If
I
that
like
makes
how you
sense.
said that. Oh, it does. I totally know what you're saying there.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I think it's no doubt that there's some type of information, some valuable information that's like spiritual in nature, or has to do with like valuable knowledge about life, and stuff with astrology and anatomy. Like, there is a lot of hidden information in it that really has nothing to do with the dogma and the belief systems and the whole religion part. Like, you can, like, quote unquote decode the book, and not throw the baby out with the bathwater, as they say, which I find important, because some people just, they just think that anything that has to do in any way with, the religion is bad.
Right.
And
And that's equally closed-minded and I mean atheism is a religion in my opinion. As far as I'm concerned, it's a faith-based belief system with a shared set of beliefs and social norms. It's a religion.
yeah, yeah, you're right, dude. I'm glad you said that, man. I think more people need to be aware of that and admit that. I think you're spot on, dude. What'd you just say before the atheist part? You made a point I was gonna respond to.
Don't throw the baby out with
Oh,
the bathwater.
yeah. Oh, and well, it was being said that you think that there's some type of valuable information in there, but you don't understand it enough to understand it, I think is what you said.
Right.
Yeah, and I feel you on that, but the fact that I know that there is value in it, regardless of the dogma, you know, I'll listen to people when they want to reference it or use it as like a source, as long as they're not really using that same religious lens with it, and they have the discernment to separate the spiritual knowledge from belief systems of man and so on. Most definitely, man. I mean, OTW. I know he's done some breakdowns of the Bible and decoding stuff with the chakras, the brain, astrology, anatomy. How these different things in the Bible are actually like allegories. Trying to communicate stuff to us about life lessons, our own anatomy, things about the stars above, like you know what I'm saying? I've heard a lot of different people from like Santos Bonacci back in the day to some of the people in the community here.
He kind of
I've
went
heard a lot.
crazy, didn't he?
Hey, 100%, bro. Let's talk on that in 1 second.
Right
I was just gonna say, I'm glad you brought that up. That's an interesting topic, actually. I'd love to talk about it. Um,
on.
so, damn, I was gonna make a closing thought. I was just saying, yeah, OTW, yeah, OTW has done some good work, man. I was just saying, I've heard multiple people break down the Bible in ways that are completely separate from any type of belief systems or, you know, dogma and the whole religion part of it. So much respect to everyone that can do that, has the eyes to see and the ears to hear and discern, and not throw the baby out with the bathwater. I know that. Let's see, what does Scott say? Yeah, right on. Yeah, see, I know Scott's on that for sure. I know a lot of people in the community are on that. They understand, they understand. They can see things are not that black and white. Things are dynamic. Things are complex.
There's yeah, you're right. There is a decent portion of very religious people in the community as well.
Oh, word. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I'm not. I'm not sure. I'm not
the
sure
people in
exactly
the
who, but that doesn't really matter. I guess
it's
specifically
the
who.
people who are always in the comments saying things like Jesus is the way, you know? Like leaving these slogan comments that don't do anybody any good. It's just, repeating the slogan.
Mhm. I
Black
know
Lives Matter.
exactly.
There's only one God. Jesus is love. It's like
Yeah, or they'll do they'll do different quotes from the book.
yep.
Oh yeah, dude, I was a little confused at first because I was like, I don't ever see that, but I think you're just talking in general in the live chats. You're not talking about like these communities that we hop on the open panels. Are you talking
No,
about
not
that?
really many that come in and talk with us. Jen was like that. I mean, before your stream, the last time I talked to her
Yeah.
was months before because she kicked me out of or she blocked me on Chad Carr's channel because I asked a question about his religious um, uh, claims he was making, which is very, Jesus is the only way
Mhm.
sort of things. And
Right.
I don't remember the specifics, but yeah, so she did a full 180 and turned into a vampire. That's cool.
Right, right. And I remember looking at her YouTube, and I got that vibe like when I read. I think she had some quote or something. It's not even a Bible quote, but like before I even really for real talked to her that much, I could tell. Like I got that vibe for sure, man. Definitely got that vibe that she was on that at one point. And then sure enough, like you were saying, she said on Ian's stream or someone else's stream how she used to be on that. She straight up admitted it. And it sounds like from what you said as well, she's like recently broken out of the conditioning, I guess. You made it sound
Yeah.
like it
Well,
wasn't
I mean,
that long
I
ago
called
that
her
she.
on it.
Uh
I called her on it in your stream because she's like, and Flo, I've always gotten along with you. She's like, what? I'm
huh. So
like,
wait.
I
This
ain't
was like
mad, but
less than a year, right? Less than a year
oh yeah,
ago.
way less than a year. And she denied it for a long time too. Like, because I came into the next stream Chad did, and I said, I talked to him from the comments a little bit. I was like, did you block me on your last stream? He's like, no. Like one of your mods did then, and yeah, she denied it at first, and then she kind of fessed up, but said that this wasn't the place to discuss it, and I can't remember. Yeah, I mean, she was just stuck in that bullshit. But
Hey, salutes to her for breaking out of it.
salutes. Just don't ever ban me again, or I'll kill you.
Yeah, and you might end up drinking her blood this time.
I hate it when I make
Watch
jokes
out.
like that because now she has to stay alive. Like if anything happens to her,
I
yeah,
was wondering where you were going with that.
no, if anything happens to her, I just joked myself into a corner.
Wow, I've never heard that one. Joking yourself into a corner. Dang, yeah, that is a thing, isn't it? Hey,
Yeah.
my bad. I know you can probably hear me sweeping. I hope it's
Oh,
not
you're
too
fine.
loud. Okay, cool. Um, yeah, man, Santos Bonacci. Hey, hey, much respect to you, Flow State. Thanks for coming up, man. Like,
For sure.
honestly, you're like the exact person for this conversation. I feel like
Right on.
with my title, man. So here I am doing that gay shit again or whatever, like yesterday. Nah. Um. So what you used some word I don't think I ever heard of. You said like homo something,
Sexual?
right? Do you
I don't
remember
know.
that comment you made?
I mean, what was the context of it?
I don't even know. I won't worry about it. You made I think it was yesterday. I think it was literally yesterday. Yeah, you made some joke about I was like dropping or I was like I don't know doing something gay. I said something gay or something crazy.
I don't. I don't remember.
I don't know. It was funny. It doesn't matter at this point though. But nah. So Santos Bonacci. Before we get into anything else, Santos Bonacci. I'm glad that you said that he went crazy, basically, because I agree, and I really hope that most people can see this now within the truther community or the spiritual conscious community, whatever we want to call it. These different like sub communities and whatever. Um, so I don't know how much like you ended up uh, keeping up with like the past couple years, but he did start that syncretism society, as he called it,
Right.
down in
The
Mexico.
exclusive school where you can pay his sidekick a bunch of money.
A psychic? What?
Who's that other dude? He's got that dude that goes on the screens with him.
Daniel. I,
Yeah. He's got a handler now.
Daniel has a handler or
No,
Santos?
Santos has a handler
Yeah, that Daniel guy, right?
or a pimp. Yeah.
Wow, dude. Yeah, man. That's what a lot of people have been saying. Like, I only started hearing this a little recently too. Like, fairly recent about the whole handler situation.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I don't think it's
That's
a
my
stretch at
word.
all.
I mean, I haven't heard anybody refer to him that way, but
I have.
that's how it
Yeah.
looks.
No, I've definitely heard multiple people like question Daniel and basically call him out for being a handler. Which, after examining the situation further, I think it's very fair to say that it seems like Daniel could be very well be a handler of this guy. Because I mean, Santos Bonacci is smart, definitely very intelligent. You look at all his body of work that he's done over time, all the different stuff that he's put on YouTube. I mean, dude knows what he's talking about, right? But
I think so.
we well, right, for the most part, right? Uh, there's the stuff that he's been on for the past couple of years is veganism, right? Very militant about that, which is
Yeah,
funny
that's
because that Daniel guy like is not vegan, but somehow he gets a pass.
I
He
know.
can he can be
I
his
saw that
partner in
he like
owning the whole
slipped up.
academy. Say what?
He slipped up and admitted that he eats meat. I saw that because he was trying to
Yeah,
kind of hide it.
he was. He was being very roundabout, right? I remember this.
Which, you know what, the veganism thing is exactly the part of Santos that I was suspicious of.
Hmm. Yeah, no, I agree, man. I mean, I heard him saying a lot of things. Basically, you're gonna go hell if you eat meat, and, all this type of. He said you will not be able to ascend if you eat dead flesh, however you put it.
Right.
He
So
said
like
if
it's
if you eat
interesting because
dead
on one
flesh,
hand,
and
on
if
one
you're an ejaculator, as he put it,
oh well, I'm both of
if
those
you're an
things.
ejaculator.
I'm eating meat and jerking off right now. uh,
That's
but I
funny.
mean, so the veganism thing is interesting because there's on the one hand, like, yeah, the way that our factory farms torture animals and shit is gruesome and unnecessary. Like, I see that. On the other
Right,
hand, we have canine teeth and eyes in the front of our skulls, so you can't say we're not supposed to eat meat. We're built like predators.
right. Oh yeah, dude. For sure, we're meant to eat meat and plant. It's the whole omnivore, whatever it's called.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and if you look,
some people that can take that specific path if they want, but I think it's 100% very foolish to say this is the way, this is the diet. If you do this, you're going to hell. Like, what?
and
You sound like a Jehovah's Witness still, Santos. Like, what?
I think it's unhealthy too. I mean, if you look at vegans, 99% of them look fucking unhealthy. They're like scrawny and pale and have bags under their eyes.
I
I
mean,
don't
look at
know.
Santos. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta assume. I have a theory that it's got to be correlated with the veganism.
I think that's not far fetched at all, dude. Because there's been studies now at this point being done on it, and then there's plenty of like case studies and prime examples of people that became vegan, and then they have their stories how years later they had to stop because it was ruining their health. A lot of
Yeah.
people have their own testimonies about how going vegan actually messed them up in the long run and had a lot of detrimental health effects, man. And
Well,
I think this was definitely something that was pushed like a psyop, decades ago, and like to, I guess, like infiltrate or kind of, I don't know, take some shots at like the conscious truth community or whatever. Getting like a portion of people that want to call themselves spiritual or conscious to hop on this very militant train of eating animals or using animal products as evil, and you're a bad person, you're not gonna ascend and all this stuff. And
it appeals. It
there's a
appeals to
decent
people's
amount of people that
narcissism.
ride for the vegan stuff still, man. It's kind of crazy.
I mean, it appeals to the narcissism of
Oh
enlightened people,
wow.
right?
Damn, yo, I have never heard someone put it that way. Wow, yeah. 100%, man. You look at some of these people that go on the vegan thing, like very, very high and mighty about it, right?
Oh yeah,
Wow, I never thought about it that way.
they're very impressed with themselves.
100%. They're very, very, a lot of them are very intolerant,
Oh
very
yeah,
intolerant of other types of diets. Like yeah,
or
maybe so.
behaviors or thought process. You know, it's the same people who. I mean, you know who I'm talking about. There's this type of person that likes to be able to look down on somebody else for their wrong behavior.
Yes, holier than thou, right?
Yeah,
Wow. Yeah, totally, dude. Totally. There's a lot of like pretentious energy and narcissism, holier than thou energy within the I shouldn't say the whole vegan community, obviously, but like definitely there's plenty of like social media influencers or personalities or whatever that in their bio it's like first thing basically is vegan. And like, cool, I'm not against veganism, but I'm against how it's pushed
I'm
by
against
some people.
people being douchebags. How about
Yeah, yeah.
that?
Pushing it on others and looking down on others because they don't subscribe to the same type of beliefs. And being so sure of yourself and yeah, exactly, having like that spiritual narcissism.
Mm-hmm. It's like the
It's
whole
just
New
kind
Age
of funny
movement.
within itself. The whole what?
The whole New Age movement basically is that way, in my opinion.
Yo, yeah, bro. I think yeah, and you called it New Age. It's, I'm glad you called it that because very much we should call it New Age. We shouldn't call it like the conscious or truth community. I mean, you could probably there's some overlaps there, I know, but exactly, I think the New Age is just it doesn't have a good connotation. I think with most people that are like aware and awake or have any type of spiritual discernment. Maybe a couple decades ago, like New Age was like a good term, but at this point, I feel like it's just like a demeaning term for people that want to consider themselves spiritual or conscious. You know, because
It's
everyone
superficial.
normies have that association in their head. I don't even use that word normies for real, but like people
I
have
kind of
that.
like it.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, but people have those associations in their head with what comes to their mind when they hear the word New Age, and usually I think it's probably not very flattering stuff. You know, it's uh,
It's normally used in sort of a derogatory, those people
yeah,
over there sort of way.
right, exactly, exactly, and it's like new. You got these New Age people. It's like they're the 40 or 50-year olds that are still talking about Area 51 and Palladians and channeling Palladians and
Going to Burning Man.
hey, I don't know. Is burning? Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. I don't know. I feel like there's probably some cool stuff with Burning Man.
I've never been, but I've heard from that I would not like it.
It's pretty extra. I've seen a lot of like
I'm
pictures
kind of
and such.
territorial.
Where are people gonna be getting up in your grill
Yeah,
at
I mean
Burning Man? Is it?
people try to like because apparently people go down there without enough like water and shit.
Oh,
So if yeah, so people start stealing
that's
and just like I've been to hippie concerts with tripping hippies and stuff, and I don't want to
yeah.
share my water bottle with these motherfuckers. Like I'm rolling on ecstasy too,
No
right?
way.
We're both rolling,
Yeah.
but no, you can't have a drink of my water bottle. You're a stranger. Get the fuck out of here. That's sort of how I am. So I don't think that that's my
Facts.
sort of environment for a week or however long it is.
Hey, that makes complete sense to me. I hear you on that. What were we saying originally about the New
Santos?
Age?
Oh,
Well, right, we were on, and then we kind of moved to the vegan thing. We were saying that veganism is like associated with like the New Age community or movement.
right.
Okay, yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. But with the whole Santos thing, man, like I was watching the Syncretism Society Academy's YouTube channel, like back in 2020 into 2021,
Hold on.
and
Oh, hold on. Can I pause you?
go ahead.
Okay. Angela Baby Carson says if you were designed to eat animals, you would eat them raw and unseasoned. To which I respond, if animals could cook, then they would probably do that and not have parasites. But since they can't cook, they all have a bunch of parasites and they just live with them. So we cook our food for that reason, so that we don't have to live with
Mm.
parasites. It's simply a matter of capacity, not like are you supposed to eat it or not. I mean, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and anyone that's vegan or vegetarian out there, like I said earlier, I don't have anything against veganism. I'm just against how we got these people in the modern era on social media and such that push it in a militant form.
Okay, baby. So, so are we supposed to just eat plants? I think we got one.
Hey, does anyone is anyone in the back chat trying to get in or anything? Because I stepped away from my phone.
I can't see it. I mean, if anyone's in the back room, I can't see it.
Well, I mean like the private chat. Like,
Oh yeah, no, there's no comments there.
okay, let's take a look. This is interesting. I gotta look at the comments now.
Seeds, nuts, plant roots. What about other animals? Gathering or making tools. We do have the thumbs and the ingenuity for it. We do instinctively hunt things all across the globe. Every culture on Earth, people hunt animals. So you can't say it's an unnatural or a learned behavior. Our eyes are on the front of our head. They might not be big, but we do have canine teeth. and we only have one stomach, so we don't chew our cud.
Yeah, and I love eating raw vegetables. Like I'm not vegan, but like I have at least a couple times a week I have a bunch of raw celery. For a while there, I was like eating like a half a bunch. I was eating like multiple stalks of celery for lunch, man. Like just raw celery. It feels good, dude. Like I'm all about the raw plants, dude, for sure. Like the
It's got no
detoxing and
nutrition or no calories.
oh
That's like eating water for lunch.
yeah, dude. No calories, a lot of good fiber, very alkaline. Um, I'm really big on like eating raw vegetables, but I'm not like a totally like raw diet type person. I know there's some people out there that say you should eat everything raw, dang near, but like you're saying, especially with the meat, like the whole Liver King thing, and like people eating raw organs, and like it really
I
just
mean, there's
seems kind of like a fad. But hey, there is value to organs. Like
yeah, I think
I'd
that
have to work my way to that before I eat it raw. Like I'll eat some organs, but I'm not gonna just eat it raw on top of it. Like
my loose understanding is that organ meat is healthier than is the healthiest. Like if you get, I don't remember what livers or hearts or something.
yeah, uh-huh, liver and heart.
But I mean
My
the
yeah,
argument goes to the extreme the other way, right? There's vegans and then there's the carnivore diet.
right,
and
yeah, exactly.
and I've never done either of them, but I do know that if I don't eat meat, I can feel it in my mood. Um,
Mm,
if I don't eat vegetables or grain, I don't notice it.
right. We don't need as many grains as we
But I
think.
think it has to do with your blood type a lot is my understanding, and
Oh,
whatever
really?
I don't know my blood type, but, whatever it is, it's probably a meat heavier.
That would make sense. Yeah, basically, I just want people to, accept, other people are gonna have their ways of eating and living and so on. And even if you think it's the healthiest way to go with keto or with veganism or the carnivore diet and all these different things, even if you feel like it's the optimal way, uh, I urge everyone to just kind of think about, like there's a lot of people in this realm. Like it might feel great for you and a bunch of other people that do it, but there's just too many examples of people trying out veganism or keto. Like not even just it's not like a thing against veganism. It's just a thing against these diets in general, these trends and these fads and it being the new diet and the new way to lose weight or this and that, keto, veganism, like but like I don't think it's sensible to think that there's this one way that we're all supposed to be eating,
Yeah, I mean,
whether it's the raw, the carnivore,
we're
and all that.
omnivorous. There's no really
Right.
arguing for the fact that we are omnivorous because we are omnivores, all of us, all the time.
Yeah.
And always have been for all of recorded history, aside from a couple outliers who make that decision normally for moral or narcissistic reasons or whatever. But um, apparently, I need an enema. I need an enema, and then I need to stop eating meat.
Would someone say that in the chat just now, or?
Yeah, yeah. And neither of those are likely to ever happen in my life.
I hear that. Oh, yeah, man. I got a couple things to touch on with the Santos thing here in a second, but in all seriousness, what's your take on like the whole no-fap thing?
I haven't looked into it at all, really, because it just I don't know. At first glance, it's just like, what? Nope. See ya. Like why? I don't understand what the point of it is. Is it because people are addicted to porn, or is it because like semen retention charges your woo woo, or what? I don't know, but the whole thing seemed kind of strange.
Oop, mic check. My bad. Okay. I guess when I minimized the app, you couldn't hear me. Yeah, I said both. I think some people need to do it because they got, issues and they got ED and they're watching all this uh, adult entertainment.
Which I do think that
So I
porn,
feel that for some
yeah,
people it's a good thing.
I definitely think that there's a lot of people who I didn't used to think that porn addiction was a real thing. Um, because I've been to rehab. I know what real addictions are, and it's not porn. It was my mindset, and then I actually learned a little bit about how porn affects the brain of people, and I changed my mind. So I do think that
Interesting.
that might be good, especially if you're like a young man who doesn't have a girlfriend. So, like if you're just
Exactly, bro.
in that position, maybe you need to do some no fat. But hold on, before we
Right.
get into it, um, ah, the vegans have come out for
I
me.
I just looked at the chat briefly and I saw, hey, salutes to everyone and much
Okay,
respect to all the vegan friends that we have. I'm not anti-vegan. I just
so
think we need to have people stop pushing it like it's the only way.
or
That's
like it's
all. Just like
healthy, and
just like any diet. Just like
or
any
that it's
diet.
healthy, or that we're not supposed to eat animals. Because Angela, you just tipped your cards again. This is the second time you've said why you're really not eating meat. You speak for the animals that don't have a voice. It has nothing to do with health. It's not healthier to not eat animals. It's makes you feel better because you're not killing them. I understand that, but um, and Sean says history is a lie. You're still indoctrinated. So you think that people eating meat throughout history is a lie? We just started eating meat.
Yeah, I feel you on that, flow state. And
Third
I just
third time that baby says is talking about killing something. See, it's got nothing to do with health. Vegans are not healthier. You can look at them and know it.
well, I definitely know that there's some vegans that are healthier than others. I mean, I
And
can't
there are
say that it's
exceptions to
across the
every
board.
rule. Right, there are exceptions to every
Uh,
rule. It's not 100%, but in general, when you meet somebody who's vegan, you kind of already knew it before they told you, right? Because they're kind of skinny, they're kind of pale, and their eyes have dark rings around them. It's like you look like you need to sleep or something. Oh, you're a vegan.
Adrenal fatigue. Sounds like you're saying something about adrenal fatigue there. The, the hormones and with the bags under the eyes or the dark circles. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, flow state, but you know, I I don't know if you're saying that most people that are vegan are unhealthy. Is that what you're saying, or are you saying like it's just a good amount? Or
I, in my experience, the vast majority of the vegan people I've met do not appear or act like they're healthy. They've got low energy. Um, yeah, they just all seem kind of sickly.
okay, I hear you on that. I definitely know there's some people that aren't healthy that do veganism, but I will say like I think I've seen like a decent amount. Like I'd say uh, the people that go vegan, I think more often than not are probably healthy. I don't think that most people that go vegan like are unhealthy, but I do think there is like a decent portion that is not acknowledged by people in general with diets. There's a decent amount, a decent portion of people that go vegan and either they don't know exactly what they're doing, they don't realize they're going to have to supplement certain things that they won't be getting through the vegan diet. Like,
Well, they
I
substitute.
definitely think there's some people that go about it wrong, or even if they're going about it right, it's not meant for them or their body, and they do become unhealthy. I think there's definitely a good portion of examples of this that we can't overlook it and be like, oh, those are just a few people that are doing it wrong. I think there's definitely a portion that needs to be acknowledged that and show that it can't be like the only way and that it doesn't work for everyone for sure. But you got it. Go ahead.
And especially if the form of veganism includes all the processed chemical fake foods, like the vegan ice cream and the vegan burgers and stuff. That shit's terrible. It's just chemicals and seed oils. Would you eat your pet dog? It's the same as a cow. I have never had a pet dog, and it sounds gross because of culture and stuff, but I'm not morally in opposition to eating dogs. I'm just culturally grossed out by it.
That's a good point. I like how you put that. That's actually a really good point. Let's so Ama, let's go. Salutes to you, so Ama. Great to see you. Not to cut you off there.
Yeah,
Continue.
no, I was done.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I wanted to. Sorry, guys, I'm not seeing all the chats here. I'm definitely doing a couple things here at once. I'm at work technically. So I, to address this, salutes to Lionheart. I think this is a good thing to point out. I've read about this, and I've definitely had experiences on these different tools and plant medicines where I come to the realization that I shouldn't be eating meat at the time, or I try to eat something that has meat in it. It's probably not the best quality either from bread company Panera or whatever, and I've eaten a
Dude, I
lot of
hate
substance,
Panera.
and yeah, I mean, I had one of their like sandwiches that had bacon and turkey or whatever, and like I ended up throwing up. I was on some LSD as well, so like I've definitely had experiences where I'm tripping and I try to eat something that's meat and it just feels wrong or just feels like gross and like doesn't resonate with me. So like I've had periods of time where I avoid meat or I make sure I'm not intaking any meat for a while. But yeah, it's just a flux to me, this is just the flow, the time where there is the time for meat and the time where there's not. Uh, but I definitely feel what Lionheart is saying. Uh, but like at the same time, think about what you're drinking though. Ayahuasca, with all the DMT and everything, that's the spirit of plants. That's the spirit of like the whole like the plant world. So like wouldn't it make sense that if you're drinking some like psychedelic brew made from all these different plants, that like the consciousness or the spirit of these plants would not want to be eating meat like per se, like being in your
I mean,
body in an ecosystem that has been fed by meat because of the type of frequency that they're on. I don't think it necessarily means that like uh, meat is immoral or unhealthy. I think a lot of it's unhealthy with modern manufacturing and so on, but I think that has to do with just like the type of energy that you're working with and the spirit of the plants. I think it would make sense that, the meat in the body of a human is not going to resonate when you're intaking ayahuasca. But I'm not sure if that's like a moral thing. I'm not sure if that's what you're hinting at, Lionheart, because I know that ayahuasca will really like, set you straight and make you be honest with yourself, and it reveals a lot of truth. So I'm really down with these types of plants and entheogens. So like I'll definitely take that in to know what Lionheart is saying. I think it's a good point, but like I said, I'm not exactly sure that that can for sure say that meat is a no-no because you have to like do a 2 week dieta, not having meat and having all these different plants. It
I
makes
mean,
sense though. I think there's something there probably to what he's saying. Or should
I
he
mean,
stop?
I don't. I don't. I mean, look at how much real estate he had to just sort of jump over to get from point A to point B. And I wouldn't do ayahuasca anyways. I'm at the point in my life where if I haven't tried a drug, I'm not going to. Um, and psychedelics have always sort of uh, I don't like being that out of control. I've always had a great time on them, but I've seen people have bad times, and I figure I won't push my luck too much. I've had a bunch of good shroom trips. I'll leave it at that. I'm 36. I got kids. I got shit going on. I don't need to be trying new drugs and tripping the fuck out and having a meltdown on ayahuasca if it goes wrong.
Hmm. I didn't know you had kids.
Between me and my girlfriend, we got 4 of them.
Hey, right on, man. How
Mm.
old?
11 through 15.
Oh wow.
The fun ages.
The fun ages.
Hmm.
Yeah, man. I don't ever plan on having kids, as far
I
as
didn't
my
either.
girl and I know. I hear that. I understand exactly what you're saying there.
I mean, I don't really think anybody, I mean, I guess some people do, but most people I don't think plan to have kids. It just sort of
Mhm.
happens.
Right. Yeah.
But
Y- for sure. I know what you're getting at.
but I do recommend it. Like if you're on the fence about it, I would I mean, I get it, but it's way cooler than really you can explain. I can't explain it in a way that'll do it justice. You just have to get there and be like, "Oh shit, I don't really like kids. I don't like other people's kids, but my kid is awesome."
That's what's up, man. I'm glad you
Mm.
got a little family going.
And you should too. Tell your chick you're gonna bust in her tonight. I just want to
um.
point out one more time, and I don't want to dwell on it
Yeah.
much
Go
longer,
ahead.
but I want to point
Yeah,
out
you
that
got
like
it.
they all the everybody in the chat who's espousing not eating animals and saying it's healthier to not eat them, all of you then are showing your real cards. It's about the poor little animal having to die. That has nothing to do with health. Um, but you know, that's all I wanted to point out is that I can see your guys' real motives, and it's not the health. And I'm going to eat an extra animal just for that, just for dishonesty. What kind of animal should I eat? An extra one of?
um. Chicken or turkey?
Done. Both of them.
He said done. Like what'd you
Mm.
just summon? You just summoned some meat? Like what?
I mean, consider it done. Consider it done.
Ah, okay, okay. Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
I got to catch this fucking raccoon though. Speaking of chickens,
Oh, you talk yeah, yeah, the raccoon that's like giving you trouble.
I
I
just
think you said
finished.
something about
So
this the other day.
I caught it in like a live trap, but it fucking busted out because the raccoon is stronger than the trap apparently. So I just finished welding it back together, like with reinforcement. So I'm ready for the next round.
I think I think that OTW used to be vegan or vegetarian.
Angela's getting pissed. That's 3 animals now, Angela. Every time you get sassy with me, you kill an animal.
Yeah. Flow state.
Yo,
I was curious if you had any more like knowledge or input on the whole Santos Bonacci thing.
I don't. I don't really.
Did you just so you basically just kind of like you just know the basics, I guess, of this like Daniel
Yeah,
guy
I mean,
and
I've been
Santos.
subscribed to him for a long time, but it's always been sort of like a casual um viewership. I've never been really involved in his shit, and then just recently I've seen the stuff that's going on, and yeah, it's I don't know. It looks like it looks like somebody got him hooked on something to me. That's what it looks like to me. I don't mean to be, gossiping about something or spreading rumors that may not be true. So I'm just purely speculating. But to me, it looks like he's at the mercy of his plug.
Hmm. Well, I'll say this, man. I definitely don't think it's any type of rumor that Santos has gone off the deep end. Just the way that I've seen him talk and go on these crazy rants. I mean, dude, he a couple of months ago he shut down his whole YouTube channel for the Syncretism Society. So not his main channel, Mr. Astrotheology, but the Syncretism Society. He shut down the whole YouTube. And this was shortly after this Tartarian Truth guy, which like makes fun of like I guess like truther channels or whatever. Like he makes fun of Archaics, um,
I bet
and a couple
Archaics is
other
easy to make
people.
fun of.
Yeah, yeah, 100%, dude. I
I like
I thought he
Archaics
was a
too.
I thought he was a joke from the get go, man. To be
but
honest.
but
Um, yeah, that voice. I thought he was faking it at first. I thought it was a joke when I first heard him.
I did a
So,
lot of research.
um, but yeah, man, Santos Bonacci like got pushed over the edge or something when Tartarian Truth made a video about him. I think it was like the biggest videos that Tartarian Truth had made as well, were the Santos Bonacci ones. And it did a pretty good job of like putting it out there and making it seem like it really is the case, even if it's not 100%. I think it's pretty safe to say that this Daniel guy is scamming Santos and is some type of handler. Because if you do your research into this Daniel guy, he did some type of like crypto pump and dump
Yeah, he was a crypto
scheme.
hustler.
Uh huh. Right. Yeah. Yeah. And that same guy, Daniel Mamet or whatever his last name is. And I just, I definitely get the vibe from him that he's scheming. You can totally see it, and he's not
Mhm.
transparent at all. Like on the different streams, these live streams they would do for their syncretism podcast, like he would be very roundabout with how he was talking about the funds and why the academy is not built yet, why the physical academy hasn't been built yet. And I think they raised like a good um I don't know how much exactly. It was in the thousands for sure, like over 50,000 or something. Uh, I mean, they raised a lot of money through like the community and the followers of Santos. Like it was no joke. They raised a lot of money, man, and somehow he was trying to say that because of COVID restrictions and uh, some other nonsense that's why they couldn't build the physical academy yet, and they're still working on it. It's been like almost 2 years now. There's no physical academy, and
Yeah.
Santos shut down the whole Syncretism Society YouTube after people started calling him out, and people started saying, "Hey, Daniel is like, scamming you and basically, and you're getting played and all this other stuff, where he seems to be your handler." Santos went like on a live and was just cursing people out,
He went
saying
nuts.
people need to slit their throats and they're a bunch of
Yeah.
cunts and all this stuff,
That's
and like,
that's what I saw that made me like kind of look at what's going on there, because I had no idea this shit had been going on for as long as it did until I saw him just come unglued, and I was like, "Well, this guy doesn't seem very enlightened right now. I better I better look deeper." And then I realized what's going on. And yeah, I mean, Daniel totally like entered the scene, grifted off of Santos's credibility he had with his audience, And now
Right.
that the dollar value has been extracted along with the credibility of Santos, who knows what's going to happen from here on out. But
Yeah, it's like a win-win for them.
the
Damn.
question is, why would Santos still be appeasing Daniel? Like, it's either blackmail or drugs. That's right. Those
Yo.
are the only things I can think
Oh
of.
my God. Yo. Yeah, I think you're onto something. Someone had said something about, um, yeah, something with drugs, I think. But
I mean, how else can you get somebody so kind of like on a leash?
there's a lot of sketchy stuff. If you, yeah, because he was involved in like getting him his sleeping pills or whatever, like
Hmm.
uh, whatever the hell that he would have to take sometimes for his chronic insomnia. There
If
was a
they're
lot of sketchy
benzos,
things going on with Santos and this Daniel
actually,
guy. Like something does not add up for sure. Like
if they're
why?
benzos, that would actually make a lot of sense. It's like the freak outs and everything. Um, those are no bueno.
Mm. Well, yeah, there's a lot that doesn't add up, and I don't trust or respect Santos Bonacci in any form anymore because of how I've seen him go on these insane rants and just throw all this negativity and hate out there at people that are just like asking questions about the syncretism society and what happened, why'd you turn off the comments and the likes and the dislikes? And it's like he turned off the likes and the dislikes and the comments for his YouTube. There's no longer a syncretism society channel, and you basically just have to go onto his website and sign up for their virtual academy to go listen to Archaics and all these other people, which some of them seem cool, but um, listen to all these different, you know, teachers of this and that, and the first
And
Neoplatonic academy since blah 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 in whatever AD. Man, the way they hype this up, dude, and then just for it to just for it to fizzle out like this with Santos Bonacci going crazy, and then this Daniel guy basically scamming him, and then it's unfortunate, man. But
it is, and I'm not trying to shit talk. If like I assume that I assume that he's on drugs, and I'm not trying to scumbag him at all. Lord knows I've
mhm.
been there. Um,
Uh-huh.
so I got sympathy for the guy, but yeah,
Right, yeah, no, I feel you, man. Like I don't think he's a bad guy. I think he's just been played by some circumstances over the past couple years. But I really do wonder though, like I wonder if there is some type of blackmail or something. Either way, man, it's too bad because there were some funny podcasts that were pretty kind of cringy at times, man. The way they were running this podcast, like Santos was constantly having issues with technology and not getting his mic to work, and it was a shit show, man. It was really it was really poorly run for sure.
yeah.
But it was always fun to watch.
Well, then when they tried
Um,
to co-host, it was kind of funny watching watching Daniel like try to talk but not actually have any clue what the fuck he's talking about, and then
hmm
Santos would like bail him
Yeah,
out or
you
whatever.
know. Wait, Santos would say what?
Like every time that he'd say something that was like obviously off, just because he was winging it, Santos would like you could look at the look on Santos' face and he'd like come into the rescue and be
He,
like,
he and he would kind of shift around in his seat and look uncomfortable too.
yeah.
hmm
Which
I've
would
seen those
make
different
sense if
videos.
he's on benzos. I think I'm being the great mouse detective over here, but I think we've got our culprit.
Yeah, I don't know, man, but I was gonna say, shout out to everyone here. I know we just got up to 16 people a minute or two ago. Appreciate everyone very much, and sorry if I'm not displaying your comments or I guess responding to your comments because I'm at work doing multiple things. But I'm glad that Flow State was looking at a
And
couple of the
I
comments and
appreciate all of you
responding.
too, even if your comments are some of the ones that are asinine. I still appreciate those.
Yeah, I got nothing against veganism. I just got, the only thing I'm against is the people that want to, tell me I'm going to hell if I,
Oh yeah,
eat
yeah.
meat and that type of, or like, like not even like in the religious sense, like Psalms would kind of say, but like just in general, saying that like you're gonna reincarnate, um, and become an animal or something, if you eat animals in this life, like yeah, nah, that's ridiculous. I'm
You're gonna
sorry, I don't get
reincarnate
down
as
with
foie gras.
that. What?
Foie gras, that duck. Actually, that is something that I won't eat because it's cruel. The way that they raise ducks for foie gras,
Mm.
they like chain them in a little cage and force feed them too much, so they get fat, but they also don't get exercise.
Yeah, that's gross. See, and this is why I understand like the sentiment of people that don't eat meat. Because in the modern world, like there is a lot of industrial, crazy, like demonic stuff going on with how animals are treated, with factory farming and so on. So I totally get that. If I'm eating meat, it has to be without the antibiotics, and if possible, I'm always getting grass fed and free range, organic, I never settle. I hardly ever settle for that low quality stuff. Like I want it to be well made, well raised, and treated with some type of decency for sure. But yeah, like I was saying, I just have an issue with people that want to tell me like I'm a bad person basically because I eat meat. And even if that is the case, well, okay, well, people can think I'm a bad person for eating meat. That's okay. I have a clean conscience. I even if you want to tell me I'm a bad person or whatever, I'm still gonna respect you and the veganism because I'm all about health and eating healthy and holistic health and nutrition and understanding the importance of health in this modern toxic world. So like I'm down with a lot of the vegan stuff. Like I said earlier, I'll be eating raw vegetables. I'll be eating raw celery. I'll be making juice smoothies where I throw in raw beets, raw garlic, all this stuff organic, kale,
I don't
arugula,
think I've ever had kale.
cilantro. It's fire. You should have some kale, but watch out for all the little gross bugs that will be
See,
like
that
on
that's
it.
pretty disgusting. I do like Smoothie
Dude, I've
King.
ran into some really gross shit before, and like yeah, clean. Even if it looks clean, look closely with some of these greens because there's some tiny little buggers on it sometimes. But what were you saying
Dude,
about kale?
I don't think I've never had it, I don't think. Or maybe I have. I think I had it once and it was unremarkable. I don't like cilantro very much. Like I can have a little bit, but
Hmm.
that's a lot of soapy flavor.
I, Parsley is what tastes soapy. I've heard people say that. Are you sure you're not talking about parsley because they look very
Yeah,
similar?
parsley's not very
And
good either, but it's not as strong as
mm,
cilantro.
yeah, I hear you for sure. Well, I really like cilantro. It's really good for detoxing heavy metals and microplastics. So I like to throw like literal like a whole bunch that you buy
I know
in
it.
my
Actually,
juice smoothies.
I told my girlfriend a little while back when I was like learning about microplastics and shit. I was like, get cilantro. We're gonna start eating lots of cilantro.
Hmm. Yeah,
and
dude.
and
Yeah,
parsley
I'm
was for
on
heavy
that.
metals, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they're both. I know cilantro for sure is heavy metals and microplastics. But yeah, to all our vegan friends here in the live chat and the community in general, like much respect. And I'm still gonna eat meat, but I'm definitely I can meet y'all halfway with the raw vegetables and eating organic and
You don't get credit
implemented
for eating raw
fasting.
vegetables.
Yeah, I do. Hey, I just named off a lot. I'll eat anything from romaine lettuce to kale to spinach to cilantro,
What about ass? Do you eat
avocados.
ass?
Nah,
I think you
no,
need to
not
go on a
yet.
strict ass only diet and detox yourself from all other foods.
Well, this is an amazing segue, actually. Now that you bring that up, yeah,
Right back around to the topic of the
spirulina.
video.
Hey, I appreciate it, Angela. See, I do get credit. I do get some credit, even if I still eat meat.
She's just being contrarian because she's mad at me because I'm killing an animal for every smarty comment she makes.
That's a good point, Sean. A lot of people don't know what they're doing with keto, for sure. It's like a, as far as I know, it's like a transitionary type of diet. You know, you don't want to stay on keto, but it's good for like making the transition. You know, by doing that whole ketosis and getting rid of the carbs and so on. But it's definitely not a long term thing. I have an aunt that did keto, and if anything, she actually just got in worse shape. So, you know, definitely people shouldn't just hop on these fads and these trends with diets, and they should definitely do that inner work and really, you know, be honest with themselves and what their body needs and what their energy needs and what would be, you know, best for their health. Um, but yeah, you know, that was a great segue because, you know, I put in the title, I put something about sexual energy or sexual something, and I put all the emojis. Yeah, man, I know we kind of tapped into it a little bit earlier about the nofap thing. I'm glad you at least see the value in it for like young men in the
Yeah.
modern world where there's this oversaturation of pornography and uh, stuff within the culture obsessing people with sex. Like, yeah, uh, I think it is important for young men, and you know, it seems that nowadays it's going from like, you know, being a teenager and being horny and whatnot to now you're like in your early to mid 20s and you're still jerking off as if you're a teenager in high school, which like,
Or
you
if you
know,
got some
I
sort
don't
of a
think you should
weird,
be.
like, what if you got
Go
some sort
ahead.
of a weird thing, like, I don't know, like you have to, I don't know, bust on a face or something. Like porn is so nasty, right? Like how many what sort of weird things if you're raised with this with a steady diet of this shit with like the incestuous titles and the
Right.
gross
Uh-huh.
group things and like cucks. Where did cucks come from? Like this has to be the product. It has to be the product of porn.
Hmm.
I can't
Yep.
think of any other reason people would be like that.
Yeah, getting more bizarre and getting more out
You
there and
wanna
more
watch another dude
degenerate.
fuck? Like, that's strange.
Yeah. Right? And especially if it's your like supposed partner. Like
I
what?
know. I mean, so the whole thing is just yeah.
Yeah, it's
Like, back in the day,
disturbing.
we
There's
used
some
to I don't know
disturbing
about
stuff.
you, I used to have to, like we used to have to put in the work to be able to get, like, a penthouse out of somebody's dad's basement or something, whatever it was, you know?
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. I definitely know what you mean. Even though I'm younger, I totally know about that. Heard the stories, and also to some degree, not like penthouse, but definitely I'd be trying to sneak around my house to find any magazines when I was younger that had ladies in dresses or bikinis or whatever. Um, but
You
yeah, man,
remember
you're
the
making a good
Victoria's
point
Secret
about things
catalogs?
getting weirder and weirder. What?
You remember the Victoria's Secret catalogs?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Uh-huh.
Good
Yep.
time.
Right, exactly. So, um, you know, I think it's undeniable that there's a certain like uh, energetic boost that you get, like spiritually and physically and cognitively, from, you know, retaining your seed for like a certain amount of time. And everyone's different. Everyone has, you know, some things are not going to do anything for others, and you know, for some it will make a big difference. But from my
So
personal experience, I think it's important that in the modern world, with just the oversaturation of sex being sold in the media and the culture and so on, and the whole pornography thing, I think it's important for people in general not to not to be on some type of you know, repression, but rather just trying to become a little more balanced because whether people realize it or not, I think our mind is yeah, I know we're wired for sex and everything, but I think we're like overly you know conscious or subconscious about it. Like it's being pushed into our head more than it needs to be, and it becomes this ego thing where you can't feel good about yourself unless you're sexting someone or you're having sex with multiple people. And yeah, man, I think there's a value to it. I've seen it for sure, especially in the modern world. Like I'm saying, like there's just an over sexualization everywhere, it seems. I think people should take a step back, especially young men, and think about what's really doing for their aura, what's really doing for their spirit, if they're ejaculating every day.
for their
I
drive.
don't think that's sustainable. Yeah, yeah. It's not healthy to be busting off like
I
all the
mean,
time.
if you're getting, let's say you're 14 and you're on Adderall and you have a cell phone, right? Between the amphetamines and the porn, you have a constant supply of all the feel good chemicals, right?
Hmm.
It just kind of undermines your drive.
Right, natural drive of life. Uh-huh.
Right.
Yeah, 100%, dude. And this is why we have like incels and this is why we have cucks, because of crap like this, man. It's
God, the
just I
cuck thing is
really
so
think
weird.
it is, dude. I agree. Um, I wish, or no, I shouldn't say I wish, but I just see that people need to be more open to doing things a little differently and not just accepting this this platter that they throw in front of us with the culture and the pornography and the media and the social media and all the
Yep.
social conditioning. Like we should really take a step back and think,
We
why is
should.
culture giving us this? Why is it being thrown at us, every corner? Because not only do they want us to be unmotivated and undriven and unhealthy, they want us to lack a spiritual connection to other people and some type of connection to uh, the higher spirit or our higher self or our soul. I think it really is like cutting off some type of bridge between uh, the spiritual energy that we have within us and around us. I think it's cutting off that bridge um, to indulge in the carnal as much as they um, pull us to do and promote us to do.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing how every single part of culture is absolutely degrading. It's
Mm.
or bad for you. I don't know. I wanted to sell all of our TVs, but nobody else was having that bullshit out of me.
What your family? You wanted to sell your TVs?
Right, right. No, I wanted to sell all the TVs, but nobody else was on board with it.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna,
That's
and
funny.
I don't
How
want
many
to.
TVs would it have been?
Oh, I don't know because let's see, one, two, enough. Like I've got an extra flat screen in the basement that just we don't really have a spot for.
Wait, so how many you said? You only have two or three?
No, no, I've got one. I mean, one, two, three. So there's three like full size big flat screens.
Mm.
Four. No, there's and then there's two more, kind of smaller ones that you put on like a dresser or something.
Ah, okay, yeah. Dang,
There's
you
no
got a lot of
shortage of
TVs.
TV. Yeah, I'm pretty good at acquiring stuff. Like I said, I've got one of the big TVs is in the basement, just like in storage. Right, it's not even hooked up.
I hear
And
you, bro. Actually,
I had
I
another
can't. Yeah.
I had another fucking like 70-inch TV that I sold like 6 months ago. I don't know where I even got all these from. Now that I think about it.
That's trolly as hell.
I'm sort of an opportunistic uh acquirer of stuff. That's like I look for deals, and if I see a deal, I can't not seize on it.
Yeah, I can't really, say anything myself because I do have two TVs off of my storage, so I know what you mean. Uh-huh. All right, so let's see. I'm catching up on the different chats here. Has I guess some of the people haven't ran into you before, Flow State.
I'm surprised, but no, they're being very mean to me. And I do listen to a lot of YouTube. Like YouTube is the new TV for me, but it's sort of I normally am watching stuff that can just be listened to. I've never been a big TV person though. There's some good movies, but honestly, like the thought of sitting down and starting an ordeal that's a minimum of 2 hours just isn't that appealing. I'd way rather watch like 18 half-hour episodes.
Oh, I feel that, bro. Yeah, I feel that for sure. And again with the whole uh, sexual energy thing, man. Like, I really believe that it's some type of egregoric force that's going on here with pornography.
Oh
Like,
yeah. I
like
totally
it's
agree.
it's like a giant entity. Like it is like a weird demonic like machine, basically. I mean, this goes for industries in general, and corporations, and governments, NGOs.
I
Yeah,
mean
these
this
these are like literal entities.
the psychological warfare they're doing on sex and genders um on every level is astonishing. From porn
Mm.
to, the way that our TV and music portrays, young men are being taught that to be like the top G or what the fuck ever. You got to you got to be a douche to women, right? You got to be a douche to women. You got to lie to women. And you got to use them, and it's teaching women that men ain't good for shit, and I shouldn't have to do anything except for be a queen and get served by a dude. So both sexes are getting taught just absolute bullshit, and then wondering why they aren't getting along with the opposite sex because you're getting taught garbage.
Facts. Facts. Yeah, 100%, bro. 100%. Totally, dude. Um, so this there's a reason that the monks and the different priests and whatever, there's a reason that they're not allowed to ejaculate or have sex, right?
Except for with
Because if
boys, I think, right?
suppose
Or is that just
right,
Catholics?
right, that's the clause that they have in there, right, right. But you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a reason that like monks or priests or whatever are not allowed to have sex because when you hold in that sexual energy, it does cultivate, and if you're doing it properly, you can transmute it into like energy for your overall body physically, but also spiritually and mentally. Like, it really does tap you into the higher source. Not only do you have more physical energy, but you have more mental clarity because you have more drive, and you can
It
even think
seems like
about it
you would have
logically.
less mental clarity.
Well, maybe if you don't handle it well, maybe, yeah, maybe you can be thinking about sex all the time and you can't focus or you're getting pissed off easily, right? But I think if you're on a certain spiritual path and developing yourself, these are things that you can overcome and that you can transmute the sexual energy and make it a different energy so that you're not getting frustrated, so that you're not feeling like unfocused or pissed off. Because when I say what I'm saying here about like no fap or semen retention or saving the sexual energy, it doesn't mean that you repress it, you know? Like that seems to be what like a
I
lot of
mean,
people don't
it sounds
realize.
like it sounds like repressing it to me.
Nah, nah. So that's I mean that's cool. I get it. I understand it. Yeah, how it could seem like that. But this is no one ever say anything about like, oh, you can't touch yourself or you can't have sex. Like it's
Well, hold
just
on. So
it's
if
about not it's
you
about
can't do it
not
to yourself,
ejaculating.
so somebody else could jerk me off. I just can't jerk me off. Is that how that is?
No, I mean you can jerk off, but just don't ejaculate,
Well,
basically.
what the fuck is
That's
that?
that's
That's like a
that's that's my
frustrated
mode of
drunk.
thinking.
That's like being drunk and pissed off. Like, what the fuck's going on?
Nah, I think there's a lot of benefits to quote unquote edging, right? Or
I'm not
white tantra.
spiritual enough for that yet. I'm
Hey, well, you're
not.
getting close. This
I'm
this this
telling you.
this is why we're having the discussion today, so you can
All right,
chart
we're
your
gonna.
path.
All right, we're gonna get there. What's the first step? Should I get Katie in here, my girlfriend? Katie.
First step, which I think you've already accomplished. You have a family, you have a lady. Stop watching porn. I think you've already made that first step, so we got that covered.
What's the next one?
But the second would be stop ejaculating.
All right. See,
And the third would be
we need a
continue.
we need a step in between one and two. That feels like a really big
Hey,
jump.
yeah, no, I was joking, but
Mm.
I mean, in all seriousness, what do you think? I know you're probably not even actually seriously like considering this, but what do you think would be like a good stepping stone that we could put in between there that would help you
I
get to
mean,
that from
I would think that uh
the
period
goal here is to
like
yeah,
think about like quitting
like
cigarettes, right?
weaning off.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
yeah, wean
weaning
off
off
it
something.
like maybe
Wean.
twice a week or or just walk it down. I don't know what everybody's norm is, but um from there to go walk it down. Like it wouldn't have to be like a gradual walk. It could be like you just need one step before you're going cold turkey.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. Yeah, I feel that. No, I think you're spot on. For sure, man. I mean, in all seriousness, like jokes aside, that would be the best way to go about it, especially for people that are jerking off every day, and it's becoming an issue, just like a
Always
drug
smelling like
is.
lotion and shit.
Um, but yeah, weaning off, for sure. Getting it to every day to like 3 times a week, and then from 3 times a week, 1 time a week. Eventually it's once every other week. Next thing you know, it's once a week. And I won't lie, I'm not sure if I can really fathom beyond a month. I'm not gonna front, That's like once you break past 30 days. But this is stuff I'm working on though, and I've seen the fruits. I've seen the fruits of my labor for sure by, taking time off
I'm
and,
sure
and
your
doing that
fruits have
stuff.
gotten huge by now.
See, this is why I'm glad you joined Flow State. I knew this would be a,
Because I got
a
the stupid
funny
one-liner.
combo. Yeah, 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 yeah. And I know that you're down to be goofy and joke around with stuff.
Fuck
You
yeah.
you were going in on the vegans earlier, so that was fun. Now we're
Oh yeah.
talking about jerking off.
Nothing's too serious to nothing's sacred.
I like that. That's what the jesters would say.
That's Jane's Addiction. They had an album I
Oh,
think
well,
called
that too. But
yeah.
no, I mean that's a good way to approach some things, man. Nothing is sacred. 100. I feel that. There's a certain healthiness in having that approach at times. Yeah, if
Except
anyone
for
wants to hit
George
the
Floyd.
link,
Except for
if
George
anyone
Floyd.
wants to, oh, right, right, of course, that is the exception. Um, let's see.
Bit
Nah,
of
but
bit of
for real
Venom just
though, like,
made a good point about gum. The gum you swallow sticks to sticks to the sole of your shoe. I think that is accurate. Or it gets stuck up underneath the desk at school, and the one that you slide into and grab without looking, and you stick your fingers right on it.
wait, why are we even? What is the point being made here? I'm confused. What am I missing?
Oh, it's not really important. It's just talking about like how it's a lie that gum stays in your stomach for 7 years because you poop it out,
Oh, okay, okay.
but
Right, I
not if
saw that.
you.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say not if you don't poop because you only eat a perfect vegan diet and retain all of your semen, and your body's operating at perfect efficiency. There's zero waste.
Okay, Santos Bonacci.
That's from an episode of Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Well, it's funny though, because it's like you're like straight up describing Santos, basically. I mean, dude would literally say that he like doesn't, that he wouldn't shit that often.
Well, then
He
he's
hardly
definitely on
has solid
pills.
food. Um, yeah, let me know if anyone pops up in the private chat and says anything. I'm looking at my phone periodically.
Okay, yeah, nobody's
But
popped up so far.
yeah, so yeah, dude, I think white tantra is something that people should look into. And like I said, it's not about repression. It is not about repression at all. We still want to be the sexual beings that we are, but we can't allow ourselves to get corrupted by the culture, the media, and the industries, you know? Because sex is sacred, but sex has been corrupted, I'd say, over the decades, man, with
Yeah,
the
I would say
emerging
that's
of
true.
culture. Just like you were saying, you know, it's like culture is like so perfectly set up in so many different ways against us. Um, and just like we were saying earlier, man, like they want to create weak men. You know, they're going after the women and the men, but it
And
seems that they especially want to create the weak men, you know, the fighting military age men is who they're going after. You know, that
the
demographic. Make sure you're
the
draining all the semen out of them.
and the only time that those masculine attributes are praised is when they're being expressed by women, and vice versa.
Oh wow, yeah, yeah, there is that inversion going on nowadays, 100%.
Hmm.
Dang, dude, yeah, man, it's more and more prominent, that's for sure. But
It's
no, I
nuts.
mean, for real, like, this is no joke. Like, you know, masturbating without uh, ejaculating, whether you're a male or female, but specifically as it's more of a thing for males, right? But you know, females are more easy. They're better at having, you know, non-ejaculatory orgasms, but that doesn't mean that men can't do that as well. It's very possible to have an orgasm without releasing any of your seed, which I
What?
think that's something that guys should start learning.
What?
I really think it is white tantra, man. Because if you can have that experience of experiencing that sex without losing that life force, it's a powerful thing, dude. It actually it increases your energy, you know,
I don't
in
know
your
about.
head to make sure
I
you
don't know.
don't bust. Oh yeah,
I
dude.
mean,
You feel
but
like a
that's not what
beast.
you're
You get
talking.
that testosterone spike.
That's not the edging thing is one thing, but what you just said about being able to come without actually coming, like that, the ghost nut thing is what I'm not understanding or
Just
believing. have
oh, it's real, bro. This is real
you
for
busted ghost
sure.
nuts?
Yes, dude. Not to be weird or graphic, but you
I
know,
asked you.
we're
I mean,
up
it's a
here.
graphic, weird
We're
question.
talking about the real shit. You know, we're talking about
Right.
the real shit. So I don't. if people are getting weirded out in the chat or whatever, hey, you saw the title. Um, wait, what? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No, for sure, dude. It's a real thing. I used to think it was some nonsense when I was younger, but it's very much a real thing, and it's actually not as hard as you would think.
I bet it's really hard.
Yeah,
Uh,
dude. I was
uh,
gonna make some type of joke there
okay.
as well, but I was like, I
I
figured
should
I'll
I
just
should have
let
just
him do
left it
it.
alone. It was too easy, and you know. Um, but it's sort of in a similar vein, but not really. Have
Similar
something else that
vein.
I know it. Something else that everybody should try is, dude.
Was that on
Have you
purpose,
ever had a
bro?
girl sneeze during sex? It's awesome. I swear to God, it's like a bear trap did Kegels.
Wow. Oh, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. I can already see it.
But it's not
Oh
something
my
that's very
God.
easy to make happen. You're either blessed with the experience or not. You can't pursue it.
Wait, say that again. Oh,
It's hard to
well, you
make
can't. Okay,
somebody
the
sneeze.
sneezing.
Right, right.
Right. Okay. Hey, just have a little pepper handy, right?
Turns out it's harder than that. They're just throwing a handful of pepper in her face, like sneeze.
um, no, but like, yeah, man, white tantra is very real, and men having orgasms without ejaculating is real as well.
What
It's
in the
just
world
they want to
is
make it
is?
seem like it's not, but it
You see
definitely
Dave
is.
down here?
Yeah, the Nazi thing.
Yeah,
I'm sure
that-
he's watched some weird porn in his time or something. I don't know, dude.
he probably wishes there was a machine that would jack him off until he died. Well, Jimmy, good
Yeah,
luck
man.
to you. You got to catch her off guard. If she knows that you've got it there and sees it coming, she won't sneeze.
Oh my god. Yeah, just you ever heard of Montauk Chia?
No, I have not.
He's like this Chinese medicine guy, right? So he talks about the Jing and sexual kung fu, right? That's anyone that wants to start understanding how to, orgasm as a man without ejaculating or be able to have multiple orgasms and all this good stuff. Check out people like Montauk Chia, or if you look up sexual kung fu on YouTube, you'll be able to find different resources of people breaking it down because part of what's going on here, like, yeah, it's a physical thing. It's real, it's dense, it's physical, but I think one of the major reasons that I brought this up and even put it in the title is because it really contributes to your spiritual health, for your subtle energy body. Not only, like I said earlier, are you physically getting strengthened. I mean, there are studies with testosterone, but even without the physical aspect, undeniably there's some type of energy going on. Your energy changes, your energy upgrades, your aura gets stronger. See, your life force, you know, when your sacral chakra, when you build that up, it pours over into the other chakras. It strengthens your aura. And so, this isn't to say that uh, oh, you ejaculated so you lost all your life force and now you're a weak bitch, or something like that. But there are some people out there that think like that, and I will say this whole no fap community that's out there, I think it is a little problematic at times because they'll talk about relapsing. They'll be like, day 84, I relapsed. I'm so ashamed of myself. It's
And
like, bro,
see,
what are you talking about?
that's what I
See, I'm not
didn't
like
like,
that. I'm not one of those people, Flow State. Just
and
know
that's
that.
what I didn't like about 12-step programs, because everybody built their identity around, how many days clean they are. And so then if you got like a year sober and then you fuck up and get high or get drunk or whatever, these people feel like they just lost everything and they go straight back into all the way addicted, right? Instead of being like, hey, I fucked up once, but I've been sober for a whole year and only fucked up once. Like, I'm doing great.
Mm,
And I thought it was
right.
just sort of
Much
the
better way
wrong
to look at it.
mindset.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, it's not really a healthy mindset for this whole I relapse thing because it puts you in this mentality that you're back to square one. That's not really the case. You're not bad. Like, no, yeah,
And
if you went like a whole year and then you had one slip up, like, is that gonna diminish the whole year that you went? Like,
no, you're
no.
still doing awesome.
Right, right,
Compared to
exactly.
last year when it was every day.
Facts. Right. Exactly, man. So some of these some of these fapstronauts really need to they need a reality check, man. There's more to life than counting
Fapstronaut.
how many days you haven't fucking ejaculated. What'd you say?
Fapstronauts.
Yeah, you ever heard that?
No.
Shit.
I assumed you just made that up. No, I've never heard
No,
Fapstronaut.
I don't know where it exactly originated. There was there was a video where this guy was interviewing someone, and he looked really stoned, and he was basically saying, "I'm a fapstronaut," and it was a joke, but at the same time, I don't think he actually was. I think it was a joke, but they were talking about the real phenomena of like the no fap community. All the guys that are on
See,
subreddits
I don't think that
talking about
needs
how
to
many
have a
days they've gone.
community. Really, it
I
doesn't
feel
need a
you. I
community.
feel that. Wait, it does or doesn't?
It does not. No, you need a community for fapping, right? Like if it is the month when you want to nut, then you need some community around you to help you out with that. But you don't need any community for no nut November or whatever.
Oh, this is trolly.
But I mean, it's also true.
Yeah, yeah, man. People say everything in moderation, but I think we need to go beyond that. I think we need to do better than just everything in moderation when it comes to
Everything in
certain things like
excess.
this. Yeah, man. But if people want to really increase their life force, next time you're with your partner, have sex, but don't ejaculate. See how you feel afterwards. You know, see how you feel the day afterwards, a couple hours afterwards. You know, I'm sure some people will say, "Hell no, that's a horrible experience." But I feel like
I
you get
wasn't
to a
gonna
certain
say it.
level.
I'm
I
just thinking about
honestly
how
feel
annoying
like
I'd be. Like I'd probably just be following her around for the next like 48 hours. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
hmm. Oh, no, I mean, I hear you, bro. Like, uh, definitely
Maybe that's
not easy to resist. I hear
maybe
you.
that's
Once
where
you
the
build up all
community
that
steps
energy.
in. Maybe I need a community on Skype with me to help me achieve.
To help you reach the stars as a
To
astronaut.
help me pull out and walk away.
Pull out and walk away. Just walk away. Just say no. Just walk away.
Yeah. I'm not coming in your devil vagina today. Keeping my force.
I'm keeping my force. Hey, I mean, for real though, like I was saying earlier, man, like, I'm not some monk. I'm not celibate. I'm not these things. But in the modern world that we live in, I think it's better to be someone that jerks off once a month or whatever, rather than someone that jerks off every day, multiple times a day. Like, I think it's one extreme is going to be better than the other in the modern world that we live in. You
I
know,
mean, in this
it is
day and
actually better to
age,
be one extreme in this day and age.
I think is like,
Which is yeah, you know which extreme I'm talking about though. You
yeah,
have
as
to.
long as you're like just properly aligned and self-identified, I think you're doing pretty good. But
I think these things, I should say this too. I think it requires a certain level of spiritual development, as pretentious as that might sound. Um, I think people need to realize that, yeah, you can't, like, going back to the weaning off thing. You have to like set achievable short-term goals, like I was talking about with Sovereign Soul last night.
Well, you'd have to
Like,
just
you
accept it,
can't
right?
just
Your
say I'm
mind,
gonna go 2 months.
I think your mindset would have to be one of just acceptance and not one of like determination or goals.
Okay, yeah, for sure. I feel that. I think it would need to be a combination of both. You have the goal, but you're not gonna beat yourself up if you end up jerking off or whatever. But I think if you want to, go on these no fap journeys. I don't even want to call it that. That's goofy, but you want to practice building your life force. I think you need to have a certain level of like spiritual discernment, and like you have to be like a certain level. Like you have to be this height to start your non-ejaculatory journey. You have to be at least this tall spiritually. you know, or you're not going to be able to try to undertake that endeavor. People, you got to have balanced out chakras to some degree, because if your energy is all out of whack and then you're going to try to do this whole white tantra thing, like, yeah, you're probably just going to get frustrated. And it's probably going to actually have negative effects because your body is not in the conducive state to build that energy. You're not going to be able to handle the extra energy. you know? So building this life force and the whole idea of getting frustrated or getting angry, uh, look, I get it, but it's something I've been working on myself recently to really transmute that sexual energy into something else so that you still have that energy, that powerful energy, but it's like moving it to a different chakra, kind of moving it from out of your crotch, moving it to a different area so that it's not like this weight holding you down.
Right. So it's probably a good time to tell the people.
Qigong.
Me and Christos are starting a semen retention master class for $349. It's a webinar.
Yep. Yep. We're gonna get it launched here probably within by the end of this month.
And if you get
And
the premier membership, we'll actually Skype with you during your sex and tell you when you need to stop.
yo, hey, did you know Sam Tripoli, that comedian?
Sam Tripoli, I know the name.
Tinfoil Hat podcast.
Yep.
Yeah, so I don't know if he's joking. I don't think he actually is though. Like, if you donate, I think there's all these different like subscription tiers or whatever for his Patreon or something. He, the highest tier is if you donate $1,000 that him and his co-host and producer, or maybe just him. No, I think it's just him. He will watch you and your significant other have sex live and give you guys tips, is what he said. If you donate $1,000 to his podcast.
Pretty full of
this,
himself, huh?
this dude's he's a former porn addict and like a former he's a former
Well,
cokehead and porn addict. So
I
like
mean, but
I
those
don't know. I
those
guess
things don't
he's cool
prepare
with
you.
that.
I mean, chicks don't like to have sex like porn does, right?
I mean,
They
yes and
don't.
no.
I mean, not most of it.
I
If
mean, I don't
you,
know what you're watching. I know what you mean, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like, no girl really wants you to pull it out of her ass and bust on her face.
You sure, dude?
A relatively small amount.
Oh, wait. Now that you put it that way, okay, I see what. Yeah. Okay, for sure.
Odds are, if you pick up a chick at a bar, she's not going to be happy you just did that.
No, I hear you. Now, if it was not, if it was not anal, would it be a different story, right?
I
Would it
think
like,
that
be okay but normal?
either way, most chicks don't like getting shot in the face. I haven't asked all of them. I
I think we need to conduct a survey now. This can be part
mean,
of
that's
our startup or whatever we called it.
if I mean, I'm just in my limited experience. There's a pretty uh, low rate of women being down with that or being happy about it.
Oh my god. Hey, there we go. Hey, shout out to everyone. You know, a bunch of people coming in here now. Reading all the comments here.
I see that. So, what the fuck have you done, Christos? This was supposed to be like 5 minutes.
You're actually correct on that. Well, I just, what can I say? You know, your allure kept me here.
Uh, I'm probably more alluring than normal because you've been retaining your semen too long, but it's not going to happen, man.
This is fucking hilarious.
All right, I'm gonna go
Nah, but
salvage some of the day though. It's been
yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah, for sure, bro. For sure.
Thank you for having me on. Thanks to the chat, even the wrong ones. You know who you are. All right, take it easy.
Oh my god. All right, man. Appreciate you. Well, that's a fun note to leave things on. Now the thing is, I am not leaving it on that note though, as much as I would be willing to do that. Someone else should come up here. Anyone is welcome. Anyone else should come up here. We don't have to talk about uh, ejaculation and all that. We can totally change the subject. But the last thing I'm gonna say, hey, Mind's Eye, let's go. Mind's Eye, if you have time, you should definitely hop up on here, bro. I'm trying to, hop in the dojo with you, get chopping on these words, bro. But if you got stuff you're doing, no worries. Yeah, but anyway, I was just gonna say, yeah, man, we were joking around a lot today, but in all seriousness, we do live in a culture, like I said earlier, everything is over sexualized. They want to keep us locked in our lower chakras, the fear on the media, the sex that they sell everywhere with everything. Sexuality is corporatized, or however you want to put it. This is stuff we need to pay attention to, and we need to honor the sexual nature of humans, or I don't even want to call us humans anymore with the whole legal Black's law and all that, but y'all know what I'm saying here. We need to honor the sexual nature of who we are, but we need to kind of pay attention to how they're driving and manipulating those energies that are natural within us, and they're basically they're overdriving these energies. We're overstimulated with the propaganda and the culture and the media and the industries, right? We really are being conditioned to be obsessed with it, as the be all end all. And these people are smart because they know that we are biologically wired in a way for sex to be the be all end all to a certain degree. And they know that, and that's why they subvert us so much, and that's why they're doing what they do. So, but yeah, someone in the chat said, monks being vegetarian and retaining their semen, like, yo, like, facts. Like, these things are, like I said, I'm not vegetarian or vegan, but I got respect for vegans as long as they don't want to shit on me, Uh, you know, these these things, these different lifestyles, these different ways of operating, that they all end up funneling into building your power, right? Building your power, the power of your soul, whether it's retaining your sexual energy, whether it's not eating meat. There's all these different things. We see the monks do it. We see great inventors and thinkers, alleged thinkers and inventors, right, of history, however true it is. But as they tell us, these great inventors and these historical figures, I mean, there is documentation of these different figures out there. They were retaining their seed. They weren't eating meat. They were talking to spirits in their dreams. They were having visions. That's how they made these inventions and these technologies. So, we just gotta look around, acknowledge the toxicity of this world, of the culture of the media, as I keep repeating, and look at the people that are more in touch with nature. Let's look at the monks. You know, let's look at the yogis and the Buddhist monks and all that jazz. Let's look at people on different paths and how they operate in life and see, okay, who seems to be doing well spiritually and who seems not to be. You know, really cross-referencing the different lifestyles that we see around us with ours. Where can we better ourselves? Hey, my bad. I hope you guys can still hear me. I kind of got a little away from my phone. You should be able to hear me though. We need to be open-minded. We need to try to be honest with ourselves. And it's like I was saying earlier. I've been at times where I felt like I needed to stop eating meat at least for a while, and I did, and it felt good, and I'm glad I did it. I listened to my soul, or however you want to see it. We need to listen to these intuitions, and that's the thing. We can tap into the intuition more easily if we're more connected spiritually. And how can we connect more spiritually? Like people have been saying with the monks, they don't have sex. They're vegetarians, they're vegans, right? Look at how developed some of these people are. And, beyond the whole religious aspect of it. There's some powerful people out here. And how do they build that power? Through certain lifestyles that build discipline, not indulging, whether that's different types of foods or sexual behavior, not indulging. Again, this is ultimately what we're being programmed to do in this world. And all of us that are awake can see it. To indulge. They want us indulging. The more we indulge, the lazier we get, the more greedy we get. We become gluttonous, we become impatient. You know, all this indulging, man. Like I said to Flow State earlier, we're handed this platter. Everything is so easy now. Anything delivered. Get the groceries delivered. Anything through Amazon. You know. I'm sorry, I keep saying by the way. I noticed that I keep saying that. Yeah, so getting stuff delivered through Amazon, pulling up this computer in your pocket and having access to all this different free porn, right? Again, everything is handed to us on a platter. They make everything so easy, and it's making us weak, not only mentally and physically, but spiritually, man. We're so disconnected from our intuition. We're so disconnected from our soul in general, that gut feeling. And I feel y'all. I mean, again, I'm not vegan or vegetarian, but you know, I don't know. I would probably do that before I did an all meat diet, if that says anything. Appreciate everyone hopping in here. Had a nice little session with Flow State chopping it up, talking some shit, having fun. Dude's a cool guy. I know he was giving crap to the vegans today in the chat, but I'll just say this. I think a majority, like I said earlier, I think a majority of people that are vegan are healthy. But I still think, I don't know what the ratio would be. I'm not even gonna try to guess. But I will say, even if it's a small amount of people that are unhealthy from going vegan, I don't think it's small enough to not acknowledge, you know? I think it needs to be acknowledged still. You know, whether that's them making personal mistakes, user error, doesn't mean necessarily that the veganism is the problem. It very well could be user error. But, I'll stand by this. I don't think we can have the one size fits all thing when it comes to diets. I just think that's what it is. Um, but, outside of health, I do see where people are coming from with, not killing animals, right? I get it. Like, look, I get it. Life is sacred. And I also get how people point out that plants feel pain as well. And, like, just because they don't have eyes and they don't look like us, we don't care. So, I listen to the arguments from all different sides. And, yeah, man, I got respect for all the vegan community members, no doubt. Yeah, being vegan and eating raw vegetables is going to be a hell of a lot better for you than eating raw meat like Liver King and these clowns out here nowadays. It's like becoming the fad. It's the new cool thing is like eating raw liver and all this craziness. Very weird, very weird. Yeah, man, but like I was saying originally, I'm not some type of religious person. I'm not repressing my sexuality. I'm not incel. I have a girlfriend. I'm not making some type of excuse or whatever. Because there are some people out here they talk about like no fap and retaining their seed, but at the same time it's like okay, well like look at you, like I'm sorry, but of course you're gonna be retaining your seed. Like it's not like you have to worry about losing it to anyone. You know what I'm saying with some of these people out here, basement dwellers. The fucking basement internet dwellers, right? Yeah, but just my bad, guys. I'm a little all over the place today, as y'all can tell. But to what I was saying originally about the whole no fap and masturbation and the whole sex thing, like I am not about repression. No way. My moon sign is a Scorpio. This is I'm saying again. This is about transmutation ultimately. It leads back to wizardry, alchemy, transmutation, right? Building the power of the self, building the power of the soul. So if red, orange, and yellow are colors of the flame of fire, it makes a lot of sense, right? We got the red, the orange, and the yellow of the base chakras. Because at the base of our energy is that flame, it's that fire of life, right? So not expelling sexual energy all the time like the system, like the matrix wants you to do, is going to build that flame. It's going to be the equivalent of stoking the fire, right? The more you build that flame, the more empowered all the chakras above those base three ones are going to become as well. So this is what I'm saying about transmutation. We're not repressing. We're not like sweeping it under the rug and pushing down that sexual energy, right? No, no, we're raising it. We're stoking the fire and we're lifting it upwards into the other chakras and we're strengthening the other chakras by giving that excess energy over into the higher chakras. It goes with the whole archetype of ascension as well. Building that flame of life, empowering the higher chakras. You know, this is why I say we're living alchemy. We're an alchemical synthesis that's walking around. We're these two worlds put together, these two polarities put together. And it seems that part of the inherent human goal here, spiritually to some degree, sorry for the background noise, part of the inherent experience and goal here as who we are is to build our sexual energy, transcend the pleasures of the flesh, right? You know, it doesn't mean that we just stop having sex and all this. Like I'm saying, we're not repressing. We're building. We're building it up and using that flame to power the other chakras. You know, so it really is it really is the case that our existence is integrally part of transmutation, transcending the beast nature of man. Right. Humanity, right? Human, right? Doesn't that mean monster in Black's Law Dictionary? A human is like a monster. And to some degree, we are, you know, we are still part animal. We are still part beast. But we can turn that beast into something far more powerful, far more transcendental. So I just urge everyone to kind of do some self-analysis, you know, get in touch with yourself. How do you really feel? How is your energy, not just with sex, but all your chakras, you know? How are your chakras affecting each other? Because they all work together in sync. I'm looking for a different word. Like an orchestra, like like a symphony. They work together like a symphony, right? The chakras. And that's another thing. I've said it before. I'll say it again. And I'm sorry, everyone. I'm not even looking at the chat right now. I'm setting up chairs at my job. A little background noise you hear, and you know, just dropping dropping my knowledge, dropping my train of thought, trying to keep it on the rails as much as I can before the train goes off the rails, right? So, boom. I said this before, and I'll say it again. Who wrote the rules, right? Who said that who said that you have to start from the bottom and go to the top? And maybe that's a dumb thing to say to some regard because look at this world, right? We build from the bottom up. How can you build a building without having the foundation? Look, I get it. But the thing is, I'm talking about metaphysical stuff. I'm talking about metaphysical building. I'm not talking about literal physical. So that's not a cop out. I think it makes complete sense. I would assume everyone understands what I'm saying here. When it comes to the non physical, the immaterial, the subtle energy everywhere within us, around us, It can be built starting from the top or the bottom or anywhere in between. It really can. So look at the chakras. Do you really have to be linear? There's a time and a place for things to be linear, right? But who says on your spiritual journey that before you can master any other chakra, you must first master your root chakra? I got smoke. I'm challenging that. I really am because I don't think we should be so simply minded, right? We shouldn't be so one dimensional with this, especially if we're going to be talking about things that are metaphysical in nature. Why confine ourselves to one way of doing things? And I've said this before with OTW. You know, you can start at your heart. In fact, I think that's probably better than anything else. Some people want to start by opening the third eye, and that's a big mistake, actually, as I'm sure some people have heard. People don't have the best experiences when they're ungrounded and then they blast open their third eye and they're in communication with entities on the astral realm, and have some type of psychosis, basically, as you could call it, because they didn't start with any type of grounding. You can't just bust open your third eye and have no type of grip on your root, your sacral, or anything below, right? So I say that, but at the same time, let's say you activate your throat chakra. Activating any chakra can have positive and negatives, obviously, on the other chakras. And this is what I was saying with it's a symphony, it's an orchestra. The way that these things work together, the way that these energies of these chakras work together in unison. If you have a chakra that's really healthy, it's going to emanate into the other chakras. There's going to be a bleed over effect. See, all the chakras bleed over into each other. So you make any type of difference within just one of those chakras. You're technically making a difference in all of them. It's that ripple. It ripples outward. And I won't get too technical, but obviously we could see that uh, you can really take things uh, in a you can take things in a local manner and say, okay, if I activate my heart chakra, that's going to strengthen my throat and strengthen my solar plexus because that's the one above and below the heart. And I feel that, and I think that's legitimate. I don't think there's any problem with that type of thinking. But I will say, along with what I was saying, sorry guys, along with what I was saying about the linear shit. There you go. There you go. I'm just banging all around for you guys now. What I was saying though about not confining ourselves to the linear mode of operating by saying you have to start from the bottom and go to the top, I think that also applies with this whole idea of locality. The idea that if you strengthen your sacral chakra, by proxy, the root and the solar plexus are going to strengthen as well. That's true, and I agree, and it makes sense. I don't disagree with that, but the thing is, I'm just saying we should not confine ourselves and think that opening the throat is then going to affect only the third eye above and only the heart below, and that opening the throat chakra is not going to affect your solar plexus, your sacral chakra, or your root. You guys see what I'm saying here? You know, all of these energies overlay into each other. They bleed over into each other. They overlap. So why, like, thinking about these things energetically and not even in such a local space-time viewing, I think it makes completely fine, perfect sense to say that activating your sixth chakra is going to affect your first as well as your third and everything in between. Who says? Who says that you have to start from the bottom, with the energy? Who says that because you affect one chakra, it's only going to affect the one above and below, adjacent to that chakra? Nah, nah. All these things overlap. And I'm probably preaching to the choir here. And I'll be honest, I'm not even looking at my phone. Like I said, I'm setting things up at work. I'm in my flow state. Shout out to flow state. And I'm just throwing these chairs down, man. Looking around the chairs, spitting what I want to spit, having a good time. But I'm going to just say this as well. I've never really heard anyone say what I'm saying. Now, I know people have. I know people have conceived of it. I know I'm not on some type of revolutionary way of thinking. I know this is not like necessarily anything new. But in a way it is, at least for me, because I haven't heard other people talk about this. I haven't heard people talk about, over looking past locality and how things work adjacent to each other and not limiting ourselves to that whole, simple mindset, I guess, of what I was saying earlier about activating a chakra only affecting the adjacent ones. And, who says we have to start from the bottom and go to the top? You can start anywhere in between. I think these are valuable ways of viewing things because I've felt and I've experienced the reality of this stuff. I know it's real. I know it's not just some like cool new way of thinking and being abstract. Apologies for the background noise. Hope it's not too loud with these chairs. You see, we have to start looking at things in an abstract form. We have to start approaching things differently and from all different angles. People talk about thinking outside the box, right? I mean, it's just like the blue pill, red pill thing. Why take one or the other? Just take both. Take the purple pill. Wouldn't that be the better option, right? Just like the yin yang, on our spiritual journey, coming to the conclusion that, oh, the yin and the yang are one thing. It's the illusion of separateness, and you actually put them together because they're already put together as one whole thing, and boom, you have this beautiful balance, right? That's what we all come across early on in our journey is thinking about things in that way. Red pill, blue pill, let me just take both, or let me take the third one that they didn't tell us about, the purple. Same thing with thinking inside or outside the box. I mean, doesn't it make sense that there's going to be a time for thinking outside the box and there's going to be a time for thinking inside the box? My bad, y'all. I had to step away for a second. Man, I'm really surprised that there's 20 people in here right now. I just feel like I'm babbling a little bit at this point, but I appreciate y'all. I know there are, you know, I know that there is value in what I'm saying, so I appreciate y'all. I guess I shouldn't be surprised that, there's some people here, uh, still listening in. Let's see. I'm reading everyone's comments here. Hey, for sure, Jason. Appreciate it. Yeah, I feel you on the cerebral spinal fluid. Yes, sir. Oh crap. Yeah, yeah, OTW. I forgot I set that for that time. I was gonna do another live later today. I love how you put my title, like you put it word for word. I appreciate all y'all very much. Yeah, anyone that wants to tap in, please do. Otherwise, I will be ending it soon. I do have another live that I've scheduled later. I may push that back because I did not expect to go as long as I've gone today. So I may push that back either to later tonight or I'll just do it completely on a different day. OTW. You said you got another live in 30 minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna have to reschedule that one for sure, man. But it's gonna be a juicy one. I got a bunch of things written out of what I want to talk about. I want to go deep into the jesters, and then I'll probably touch a little. I probably won't touch on the sexual kung fu or raising of the energy and all that because we touched on it so much just now here in the past hour or two. But oh yeah, y'all best believe I got another stream coming soon. If not today, it's gonna be tomorrow. I'm thinking tomorrow morning actually. I'm not sure who's gonna be live. I'm sure there's gonna be people live in the morning, but I don't know. The morning vibe is calling to me. The grand rising vibe is calling to me. Maybe do it before the sun comes up. I don't know. Some type of vibe. Yeah, I appreciate all of y'all again once more. Sorry I'm not reading the chats really for real right now, but I know y'all understand, and I appreciate y'all just chilling in the chat, sharing links with each other, chopping it up over text, you know, contributing to the topic that I'm talking about. Much love to everyone, and I appreciate that I see people from all different communities. You know what I'm saying? That's what I said before. I'm trying to build bridges between all different groups, all different communities. I want to be a well-rounded individual on here. I tell you, the people that I've met on here, there are some of the most profound people that I've talked to. I'll be completely honest. Some of these people, I did not know there were ones that existed like them. I thought that Bro Sanchez was cool when I first found him. I thought he was saying things that, you know, I had never heard anyone say before. But I'll be completely honest. Months later, I ended up running into people that don't even have 1,000 subscribers, and they're saying stuff that is more real and more profound than Bro Sanchez with his 100,000 subs. That goes to show you. That really goes to show you. That really goes to show you. There could be people that have no exposure. They don't get thrown in the algorithm at all. But they could be saying some of the most profound stuff that you have heard before ever. So shout out to Mind's Eye, because that's exactly who I'm talking about. Mind's Eye, my dude. I can't wait to work with Mind's Eye. In fact, if he's still there in the chat, please drop a link to your channel if you happen to be there. You might not be anymore, but yeah, Mind's Eye. He's got the cat. Sorry, guys. He's got the cat as his profile pic. I believe it's his cat. I'm sure y'all have seen Mind's Eye in some different live streams and some different chats. I highly advise that you ever see him on a panel, please take some time and listen to what he has to say. Y'all are just gonna have to deal with some of these noises for now. I apologize. But yeah, please tap into what Mind's Eye has to say because that dude has ways of thinking and ways of communicating that I have not seen from anyone else. There is something special about Mind's Eye, so salutes to him. Woo. Making all a ruckus on you guys. I'm sure it's not that bad, but stuff that I think is kind of quiet in the past has tended to be pretty loud for y'all, so trying to be mindful here. Let me go ahead and mute up for y'all. Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Ganja Grower. Oh, thank you, Malcolm. Thank you. I was gonna ask someone to drop a link to his channel. Mind's Eye is a bomb dropper. See, that's why I like him so much, because real recognize real. We're both out here dropping bombs, it seems. I remember that Pineal. I remember what you're talking about in Freedom Growers. Yeah. I'm seeing what some of you guys are saying in the chat. Like I said, I don't have issues with anyone for the most part. I'll be honest. I'd say there might be a couple people I don't really like or care for, or I see some dishonesty or lack of integrity. But like, that's whatever. Well, you're gonna run into some people on here that are fake. It's the internet. What do you expect? But I'm not making videos about people. I'm not trying to expose people or start beefs or hopping in panels and sneak dissing and all this. Like, I got some people that have shown themselves to me on here to be fake people, but I'm not walking around hollering their name and making videos about them. I'm just letting it be. Disengage. If you don't like the energy that someone's putting off, disengage. If someone's talking mad shit about you, okay. Defend your name as you need. Set the record straight. But don't don't play into the game more than you need to. Speak truth, defend yourself as needed. But again, people are gonna say what they're gonna say on the internet. It's just kind of what it is. Like, um, I'm not saying people need to tolerate others' bullshit. There's some out of pocket people on here. But the way I see it is, a lot of that can be avoided if you just disengage from the get go. See, a lot of people feed into stuff, whether they realize it or not. A lot of people feed into stuff. These different conflicts, these different dramas. It's just like how we in the awake community, or however you want to put it, conscious community, we point out that people get addicted to that cortisol rush from the media, right? Well, I think it's basically the same thing, isn't it? People get a rush of cortisol. Sorry again, guys, for the noises. Thanks for bearing with me. Appreciate y'all once again. Um, oh, yeah. You know, people get a rush of cortisol from the from like YouTube beefs, or or drama between you and another person. Like, you may not like the feeling within the moment, it seems, but uh, I think it can get to a point where people don't realize it, but they like that rush. They like that adrenaline, like they like that cortisol. They like that intense feeling of the drama, the beef. Oh, he just made a response video. Oh, this person's talking about me live. Again, the earlier we can disengage from this type of stuff, the better. There's going to be trolls out there. There's going to be people that, make a channel and want to focus on making fun of other people or tearing people down. That's whatever. It's just, it is what it is. It comes with the territory being on the internet. I think people need to remember that. Doesn't mean that we should just accept some things. Like, doesn't mean we just roll over and let people, you know, talk shit or misrepresent us. But again, like, we have to find that balance between sticking up for yourself, I guess, and just doing what's uh, good for your mental health and not even engaging in this stuff to begin with. You know when to step away. It's the internet, for Christ's sake. No one's making you sit there in front of the computer. No one's making you hop on YouTube on your phone. Like, I just, it amazes me sometimes. It really does. It really amazes me. People get off on this stuff, and I think people are lying to themselves. You see, I'm not lying to myself. I'll be honest. It's entertaining. I don't get off on it, but it can be entertaining. Seeing people go back and forth. It's like, on this episode of XYZ, with these different YouTube communities and everything. We all love a little drama, a little bit of spice in life, but there's a difference between some entertaining back and forth, some type of feud or disagreement. There's a difference between that and straight up harassment. Some people on here are ruthless, man. But again, it's the internet. It's still the Wild West to some degree. And that's par for the course. It comes with the territory, like I said. It requires a little bit of a thick skin, I guess. But nah, I was talking to Flow State earlier. I was getting my bearings on things here at work. I told him, sometimes I wonder, some of these people that stream or are part of different panels and communities. I mean, I really do wonder sometimes, like, do some of these people go outside? And I'm not joking. And I'm literally not, I don't, it's unfortunate that, like, we have to say that we're not talking about anyone specifically, because a lot of people do talk about things in a roundabout manner. a lot of people do talk about things in that roundabout manner. So, and they won't directly address you. They'll do sneak disses, they'll do subliminals. I get it. So people are kind of wary that others might be talking about them. So it's unfortunate that I have to say this and others have to say this, but I'm just going to say it nonetheless. With what I'm saying here about wondering if some people on the internet ever go outside, I'm literally not thinking, there's like no one that's coming to my mind specifically that I'm thinking of. It's more of the concept of just people that spend a lot of time online in general that I'm getting at. We all know what I'm talking about here as well. The people that, they'll do like they'll do like a 7 hour stream. And look, I've been doing a lot of streams on here recently, but it seems like there will be people that do like a 7 hour stream. The next thing I know, they're on someone else's panel after that, and they're going to like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. People running streams till 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. I mean, shout out to everyone that does that, but like, like, come on, man. You can't do that all the time, man. And maybe this is me being judgmental, but it's just me caring about health. I'm not willing to stay up past like 12 for real. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock is cutting it for me, man. I'm not trying to be up all night. I mean, your stream's gonna have to be pretty good. I'm gonna have to be doing DMT or something for me to stay up like that. But y'all know the point of what I'm trying to say here. Some people seem to be living on the internet more than in real life. Again, it goes back to that conditioning for the metaverse, I guess. Crazy stuff. Yeah. OTW. Well, salutes to you, Angela, but I can't do that because of everything that I've learned about health. If you're saying it's still better than mainstream, like intaking mainstream media, like I got you for sure. But I don't know, man. I don't like how people my age and younger are being conditioned to like, more and more people are having social anxiety. More and more people are chronically underslept. Everyone's dehydrated. No one even understands the difference between, eating organic and eating processed. Like, I just, yeah, I've become really health conscious over the past couple of years. And there's just some things I can't let myself do at this point. It's become ingrained. I might break it every once in a while, but I hold myself to a certain set of principles. I don't eat breakfast because I'm a hard ass. No, nah, I eat bricks for breakfast. I'm an alpha male. So, yeah, man, I'm just kind of BSing at this point. I've only looked at the chat a couple times here, and I'm sorry I haven't really been reciprocating with y'all. I've just been kind of going on tangents here, but it's a beautiful thing. And if anything, you know, I'm just sharpening myself for the future, for other streams that I'm going to be doing. You know, I'm be talking for long amounts of time, doing monologues. You know, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with practicing monologues. But I will be honest though. I am kind of coming to the end of my flow here. Getting ready to leave work momentarily. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tap in with y'all, read some comments, salute everyone, and we'll be getting out of here real soon. Yeah, but I don't like I was saying earlier. I can't be a night owl. I can't be nocturnal or any of that because everything I've learned about circadian rhythm, like, and just the way that I feel when I go to bed late and wake up late, like I just like I can feel like I literally feel depressed when I do that. I can feel that my brain chemistry is all screwed up. And this is just me personally. I'm not saying this is for everyone. Just like I was saying earlier, a certain diet is not necessarily for everyone. A certain sleep schedule is not necessarily for everyone. So I'm not preaching to anyone here. If you like to stay up late or you're a night owl or whatever, respect to that. But from what I've learned about the human body and the brain and health and optimizing health, uh, the later you stay up past 12, the worse off your levels of cortisol are going to be in your brain. Your base level of cortisol is going to be heightened throughout the day the next day. So, you're going to be more prone to anxiety, more prone to stress, and it becomes this thing which perpetuates itself. Sorry, guys, banging chairs again. Just can't keep my hands off them. What can I say? So, yeah, yeah. So, uh, it's this self-perpetuating thing. Things compound, right? So, if you're underslept or you go to bed really late, you're going to have higher cortisol levels, like I was just saying. But if you're chronically underslept, you're going to crave more sugars. You crave more sugars, higher cortisol levels. You get where I'm going with this? It becomes a ripple effect. It becomes a momentum. But if there's a momentum that can be placed in that direction, obviously we can place a different momentum in the other direction. So this is kind of what I'm going to end up wrapping up here with the whole topic of self-improvement and health. Because if anything, that's stuff that I'm very much about. And, I have my vices, but I'm working. I'm a work in progress, in real time, cutting edge, constantly improving, even when I'm taking steps backwards. In due time, I'll take a lot more steps forward. But yeah, so like I was saying, momentum, momentum, momentum. Things can become momentous in a negative direction, but they can also become momentous in a positive direction. With the sleep thing, early to bed, early to rise. That's not just some goofy Benjamin Franklin quote. You dig? Like, that's some real stuff right there. And I could get into that another time with cliches, the value of cliches. Why cliches are not actually a bad thing. And they're a cliche because we haven't been listening to these bits of wisdom. The reason people keep harping on going to bed early and then waking up early, or, you know, work before play, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush, all these different things. Like, there's actually a lot of value with these different little sayings and these different little phrases. They're trying to communicate some real truth to us often. But the thing is, the way that culture and society works is we are sarcastic, we mock, and we don't take seriously these things. We say, oh, we say, oh, that's cliche. Oh, that's cliche. Like, okay, well, maybe it's cliche because it needs to be said more. Like, maybe it's said so often and repeated so often. And not this is not all cliches, but I'm talking about these little phrases and sayings that communicate wisdom. If we're gonna call these little wise sayings and things that our parents tell us growing up, if we're gonna call those things cliche, I think it undermines the value there. A cliche, we look at the word and what it means. Cliche, it implies that there's a lack of value because it's overused. But I would argue some of these phrases and sayings are not used enough. Again, sorry for the banging, everyone. Uh, some of these phrases and sayings are not used enough, actually. That's why we have these generations of people that keep trying to tell their kids early to bed, early to rise, work before play, all these different things, all these little simple things that hold a lot of truth and a lot of wisdom because we've been told them so many times. That somehow is supposed to mean culture is telling us, the system is telling us that because it's been said X amount of times that it has lost its value. No, I say the opposite. We have not given it its value. You see, our forefathers constantly try to bring these things to our attention and tell us this wisdom in these little sayings because no one's heeding it. Yeah, I mean, I shouldn't say no one, but like it wouldn't it wouldn't be constantly said to this day if there wasn't some value in it and if there weren't people listening to it. Or maybe I said that backwards. I think y'all know what I'm saying. We would not be saying these things so much if there wasn't value. We need people saying these things more. We need people spreading these little bits of knowledge. We need people to take these little sayings a little more seriously. Uh.
Uh, uh.
What's up?
What's up, man?
Hey, dude. I hope I didn't keep you waiting long. I've been away
Oh,
from
it
my
was a
phone
couple
while I'm
minutes.
throwing.
It's all good, dude. I
Okay.
was,
Okay. Cool. Just a couple of minutes. All right.
yeah.
Wonderful, man. Thanks for hitting the link, bro.
Oh yeah, dude.
I only had one person hit the link when I started this up. It was Flowstick.
Ooh, yeah. I went live. I didn't know you had gone live for so long. I
Oh,
looked
you're
down at
fine.
the and I went live. I didn't realize that everybody was over here, and I made the notify me. I hit the notify me bell, and I never got nothing.
Oh
So
man,
I
yep,
went
yep.
live, and yep.
Man, they're doing that with a lot of people.
Hmm.
Unsubscribing with that all
Yeah, man.
notifications bell.
Yep.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I have to like go and like check on different channels and make sure I still have the bell on.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, man. Like, come on, this is like YouTube. It's supposed to be like the best thing out there or whatever.
Dude, this is where the cool kids hang out, bro. Yeah.
Oh well. Shout out to everyone.
Shout out to
Yeah,
everybody.
man.
Okay.
I had 20 people in here earlier for a good amount of time too. I was
Hell yeah.
surprised because I didn't think I was saying much, but I guess I was. So that's good. I've just been throwing chairs around here at work, banging, making a lot of banging noise.
That's the shit. That's where it's
What are you
at, bro.
doing?
Making banging noises. What's that, bro?
That's truly that's truly how you said that. I was saying, what are you doing right now?
Not shit, dude. Just chilling, smoking. I was listening to you. I realized you were live and I ended my live and I came over here, bro. And yeah, I'm just
Facts.
chilling, smoking,
Mhm.
waiting for
Yes,
my
sir.
lady to
Yes,
get
sir.
done over here at the store. And
Digging the glasses.
hey, thanks, man. I actually found these on the ground. I was like, I'm gonna rock them. Fuck it. They're actually pretty good condition. I was like, what the fuck? Somebody lost them, so my gain. I liked what you were saying about getting healthy and getting on the circadian rhythm, really getting in tune, like rising with the sun, going to bed with going to
Yeah.
bed when the moon comes out, or
Right. Being in sync with nature. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And by the way, those look in pretty good condition for finding them on the ground.
Dude, I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, yep. Like brand fucking new. Somebody must have just dropped them, bro.
Mhm. Wow, that's cool. So, yeah, man. When I was saying what I was saying, I was definitely thinking of, I was definitely thinking, how you would agreed with me basically about the early to bed, early to rise thing a while back, and the Benjamin Franklin quote, "How it's some real ish."
Yep.
And I've tried to mind over matter and like not worry about it or care about like going to bed early, but it's never really seemed to work. Like my body's always just set me straight and said you can't do this. And so I've
Yep.
I've followed suit and I've listened.
Yep. Yep.
That's
Well,
another thing, man.
cliches are important because they bring a little bit of truth to you, usually in a rhyme. You know.
Oh, yeah, right. That's a good point to make.
Hmm.
Oh, it gets deep from here, bringing up the whole rhyming aspect. I mean, this gets into like spells and stuff too,
Yep.
So, but yeah. Little witty quotes,
Step on
little
a crack,
tidbits.
break your mama's back. That was, saying keep your head up, look where you're going, watch where you're stepping. That's what that was telling you. Step on a crack, break your mama's back.
Mhm.
Because if you ain't watching where you're going, you might hurt somebody. You might hurt your mama. You know.
You know what, Jay? I actually never realized that. I didn't. I never actually thought about it like or in depth.
Well, because what does that spell
It
make you
makes a
do?
lot of sense.
What does that spell make you do right away? Look at the fucking ground. Where are the cracks at? You know, when you're a kid, you're sitting there looking at the ground, not stepping on the cracks. You remember that?
Mhm. Mhm. Wait, so
So,
it's like doing the opposite of what you should be doing.
what
Wait,
you
am
mean?
I am I
Well,
I thought
no,
you
it was
just said to be looking up and make sure you know where you're going or
well,
watch
yeah,
your step.
for sure. But you got to watch your step.
Oh, okay.
You got to watch
Right.
where you're going, right?
Okay, right. Okay, I
And
was
that's
thinking of it
that's
like
what the
too
spell
technically. Yeah.
does right away. Step on a crack, break your mama's back. What does that tell to What does that say to a kid? You know, uh,
Mhm.
they start looking where they're watching. Where they're walking.
Right. Man, that's crazy how I never actually thought about what that even meant until you just explained it.
You know,
I
it's like
remember
carpe
being younger.
diem and king. I'm king of the world are the same quote, right?
Wait, say that again?
It's like how carpe diem and I'm king of the world are the same quote. Because carpe diem is to seize the day, and well, what does a king do? He seizes things.
Okay, right, cuz okay. Thanks for saying that, because I was about to say I know that sees the day, but I wasn't sure at first. Yeah, yeah, they seize heads, they seize assets, seize lands. Right, okay. Seize the day. I thought it was like some type of anagram at first that you were saying. I wasn't sure.
Well, it's like, well, what is to seize? To capture or to grasp, right? It's to embody, if you may. Oh man,
Mm.
just spilt my bubbler, dude. Fuck.
Hope you got a water bottle with you.
I don't. I was using coffee.
Oh, what?
Yeah, dude. I didn't have any.
Oh my god.
It works, dude. It actually
Oh,
is pretty
goodness.
good. You know who taught me that, bro? Who got me into that?
Who?
We were just chopping it up over at Maddie's one day, laced up 418
Oh, okay.
We were chopping it up over there one day, and fucking we were talking about bongs and blah 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 blah, and I was like, man, I believe we started talking about me smoking coffee, and then yeah, and then so I was like, man, I should put coffee in the bong, dude.
Oh my god.
And it works, dude. It's great.
That's interesting. Does it like taste better too?
It gives it a coffee taste. It's cool.
That's actually interesting now. I might actually try that. People have talked about like putting ice cubes in bongs, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, apparently, like that's actually not good for you. Like you shouldn't be doing that. I learned about that a while back, actually. I don't remember the exact like science of it, but
Well, it's
I don't think it's just hearsay or hype. Like actually, I remember them like pointing out legitimate reasons why you shouldn't put ice cubes
well, ice
in the
is
bong like
melting.
that.
As soon as it goes into the bong, it starts melting, which means it's putting off uh, a high evaporation as well. You know what I mean? So you sucking in a bunch of evaporating water, you know, melting water, evaporating water. Uh, I mean, it's going to put water in your lungs, and that's never good.
Right, that's why they say vaping is worse than smoking, right?
Yep.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, because that propylene glycol. I mean, that shit
Yuck.
is yeah. Yeah. I mean, I
Yeah, man.
smoke it
Stuff.
every
That's
once
why I
in a
don't
while.
vape anymore.
Yeah. Well, I'm playing the devil's advocate because I'm vaping right now.
Yeah, man. I'm glad I don't vape anymore for real. I was doing that a lot years back. Not as badly as other people, but like I was still doing it too much. Remember those jewels and all these other types of things they would make, and now they have all these disposable nicotine, uh, which is even worse, honestly. Having like the whole disposable thing, it makes it even easier to access, and I'll just throw it out and get another one when you're done. Like, nah, dude. I'll go to head shops and see all the different types of nicotine tobacco products they have. It's crazy, bro. There is so much, so much. all their fruity flavors and all this BS, man. It's shameful, dude. To think that I used to do that. Sheesh. Now, I will say, the only time that I've actually hit a vape was either the the DMT pen that I had, or like a buddy is having a cartridge and I'm low on stuff. Every once in a while, maybe here and there. Oh, yep. He went lucid on me. Jay Phillips went lucid. He's eluded me and disappeared. Man, some of y'all on here are always getting kicked off of StreamYards. Lucid is gone, lucid, as we say, and he is now eluding us. Gone with the wind, Jay Phillips is. Again, I appreciate everyone just chilling with me. I know I'm not bringing too much to the table at this point, but to finish up at work, and I'll say peace to you guys here in a couple minutes. Dude, those sunglasses are too good. I'm glad you found those. Dude, those sunglasses are. I'm glad you found those.
What?
Alright, guys. I'm gonna end it here. Jay, my bad. You ended up coming in like right towards the end here. But I need to get out of work and I need to finish a few things up. And I just don't want to leave it on mute, and just leave dead silence for dead radio air or whatever. But Lizzo said you're looking like a rock star. He is. He definitely is. Looking like a true G there for sure. But anyway, I appreciate you coming on while you did Lucid. I'm gonna be doing another stream either later today or tomorrow. Stay tuned. It's gonna be from my computer, so I'm gonna be able to do more, and I'm not gonna be at work. Uh, but yeah, man, appreciate everyone very much, and the 10 people staying with us, towards the end when we're not even saying anything for real. Y'all are some real ones. So I'm gonna catch you later, Jay Phillips.
Right on,
And
brother.
I appreciate everyone. All right, guys. Peace.
Peace.